Hey, folks, it's Sunday night. You know what that means? That horror movie podcast, and we're here to annoy the hell out of you.
Oh, damn, I thought that was going to work.
So, hey, so this all stemmed from Friday night's extravaganza. So for those that don't know, Friday night we did some beer tasting that lasted a long time, but then we actually got to a real good discussion towards the end, which is odd because we were pretty shit-faced at that point. And we started talking about the David Gordon Green
Still
trilogy.
continuing.
And what I liked is everybody had so many different opinions about what was good, what wasn't good, what they liked, what they didn't like. I said, why don't we resume this on Sunday night, because we were approaching 5 hours on that stream. So we said, let's do a panel tonight. Let's do a roundtable. And we've got our good friend here, Davey Deathray, and he's broadcasting on his channel at the same time as we're on this channel. So make sure you go pop over to Davey's, give a subscribe. And we're waiting for our one friend, Colorado, the one that the pretty one here. Oh, wait, look, I see her. Hold on. There she is.
Joey!
Hey!
Everybody. Sorry.
She made it back.
Cheers to Joey.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. We can see you. Great.
Yay, awesome. Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
I don't know, Joey. The sheriff, we can certainly hear you. All right, so tonight.
How dare you quote Halloween 5?
So it's like a round table discussion. So if you want, we can just go around and do now, what would everybody prefer? The good first or the bad first? That is the question.
Stay positive.
Stay positive at first and have a couple of drinks, then we can get real nasty.
Jesus.
Sure.
Real nasty.
I guess, yeah, because the good is probably, I would imagine with this, the good will probably be the shorter conversation for a lot of folks. I mean, I really love these movies. I don't think they're perfect. I think they're far from it. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's check out and see who's in here in the chat.
Compared to what there's been the last few before them, it's pretty good.
Let's see. Say hello to everybody. Lamontre is here. Cody is here. He's in the chat, and he's right, Bo. He's right there.
Oh, Pat,
Adrian's
before
in
I
the
forget.
chat. Uh-oh, what?
Did you get it in the mail? The nightmare?
No, I didn't get that in the mail yet. It said it was shipped, but I didn't get it yet.
The Halloween
Damn.
night vessel from.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Real life Momo. Look at that.
This is the glow in the dark one. So, yes.
Public service announcement for Lee. Any of you guys find the Never Hike Out? I'm sorry. Throw it in the chat again, Lee. It's the Nightmare on Elm Street book.
Never Sleep Again?
Is that Never Sleep Again? Yeah, he's looking for a copy of that, preferably signed by Freddy Krueger himself. Lee's out. He's on the other side of the pond, so I guess you can't get a hold of it. So I've been on the lookout. If anybody pops, if anybody sees one or anybody's got one after the fact, let me know. We'll hook up Lee.
On the lookout.
Okay. Duly noted.
And who hung out all night with us? Leanna. She's here for the sequel.
Yeah.
Leanna.
What's happening?
It definitely won't be the time length of the original, but we're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Gene's in the chat. K-Rock the Phantom. Dean. Look, there's a lot of great people tonight, so we're gonna have a good conversation tonight.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Hi, everybody. There's Ryan.
What's up?
Underwood.
Ryan Underwood is here. Jared.
All right. I was waiting for somebody to say some shit about the sunglasses.
Yeah, it was like Bill's doing the Terminator.
Don't switch
Yeah,
on the guy.
It started out as I was going to have a gag here and pretend I was still hung over from the other day from the 5-hour stream. But actually, I'm digging the way this is blocking the light out.
Yeah. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
And he's not in Dallas.
Guess what, Bill? You're in
He's
the middle,
live,
baby.
And there he is, Joe Moody in the house. Look at that.
Oh, get the fuck out of
The fudge out of here.
So let's get this straight. Not in Dallas. You think I'm going to miss this epic gathering of people?
Joe, no matter what, I'm still next to you, buddy. Still next to you.
Hey, look at you. Hello, how you doing? Davey, how you doing? Jordan, Cody, Joey, Bill?
Hi.
My fellow compadres.
What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe?
What's up, Bubba?
Damn, man. It's been a long weekend, but we made it, baby. We made it.
You didn't watch any of the
sir.
extravaganza from Friday night, Joe?
Did you spend 5 hours to watch it?
I watched it, and I was observing from afar, but I was admiring from afar. Because that shit looked. I wasn't down. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't have been able to hang with you guys. You guys are.
Joe, would you have done the Irish goodbye like I did?
There was all sorts of debauchery going on tonight.
You guys, Miss Colorado, I don't know. I'm kind of impressed with you, girl. She's crazy, guys. No, you hanging out with these guys.
So the two people at the bottom of this mess here were the two that liked the spicy pickle monster.
Hey.
Yep.
I haven't
It's not
had it.
that bad. Oh.
Yeah,
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever tasted, but it wasn't great.
Joe, did
I
you see
am the
Colorado's
spicy
drinking
pickle
another one?
monster.
Did you see this?
Hang on. Yeah. It's not spicy, but I have another pickle beer for tonight.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
The briny. Oh dang! Is
Licensed
that from,
to Dill. Oh yeah, a little Beastie Boys
Licensed
thing
to
going
Dill.
on.
License to do.
That's great. That's great.
All right, so let's get into this. So we'll start with the good first, and let's just do a round robin. We can start directly to my left with Davey. So everybody point out something when we can start with 2018. This way we're not all over the map. Like if you had to choose, say one thing that comes to mind that they got right in 2018.
Yeah, I would say like the two things that are kind of undisputed would be the portrayal of Michael and the music. I mean, that this is a franchise where, other than I would say Halloween 2, and I think like The Mask looks good in Rob Zombie's films for what they do with it. Outside of that, The Mask is kind of a shit show. I like the Curse Mask. I know everyone kind of has their little favorites and all that stuff, but it seems like when they put out 2018 and we got to see our first look of Michael, it was like, this makes sense. Like this mask looks like, 40 years later, okay, I can buy it. And I think the other parts of the portrayal for Michael, just how interesting he was, following him around, getting to see what he does, but not too much of the process. I really like, seeing him in the background, taking out the mechanic with his fists. And, there's like nice little voyeuristic shots of him that are reminiscent of the original. And then I know James Jude is bigger than Nick Castle was, but it doesn't seem to really throw me off. It seemed like every time Michael was on camera, I was like glued to what was happening. I was on the edge of my seat. And just like in the original film, it was like his mask kind of looked different in every shot. It was really cool. And I mean, damn, the music, holy crap. Like the soundtracks for these three movies might be like might all be in my top 10 soundtracks because they're that much fun and that much fitting with the piece.
Very nice.
What do you think, Jordan? Anything you want to add to that? Is there something that you can cover?
I pretty much agree with what Davey said. The mask, Michael's look in general, perfect. Couldn't have asked for any more. It really got you excited when you saw the trailer. The music, again, the score, nailed it. Can't really say too much more than that. Yeah, no complaints on those fronts. I think they were two of the best features of those films, or of that film in particular.
What do you think, Cody? I'm just trying to do it this way, so we're not talking over each other. I mean, the other night was fun. We were like, wow, 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 wow. I'm like, I can't follow anybody.
Yeah, I definitely would have said the present, like how they present Michael in 18 and the music, of course. But I thought the pacing of 2018, it was just right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Sartain thing with the mask kind of like halted the momentum of the movie in the theater, because me and my buddy we watched it in theater. But I mean, other than that, like I said, the pacing was really well. I'm not trying to cop out, but like the Michael Myers in that movie and the music were the best things about it. But yeah, that the way it just flows.
Very
Even
nice.
though some things are in there kind of to like get hit, like how he gets to like Laurie's house, maybe pigeonholed, but the tempo of it, I like that.
Yeah.
So
it matches. It's really close, like as far as tempo goes, matching with the original.
Yeah.
When we get our scenes where we get our teen characters walking and talking, and the breakout, all that kind of like very well, sort of the way Terminator 2 does that with Terminator 1, where I'm like, Terminator 2 is great, but it's basically a remake. It just sort of takes the exact same template and just sort of like gave it a bigger budget and stuff. But yeah, I think that the pace, that's something that I hadn't really thought about. And it's only like an hour 40. Get in and get out, people.
And it just it flows, man.
It did go fast because I do remember sitting in the theater. I went with my wife and my son, and I was just like, wow. This was going. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, holy crap! I've been watching this for almost an hour and a half already. And and then you had the climax at the end when he shows up at the at Laurie's house and whatnot. But I'm like, man, this movie's just flying by because, albeit one of the bad parts, which we'll get to when we get to the bad parts, kind of like you said, and Cody sort of mentioned it a little bit, derailed a little bit. But man, it does move quick. There aren't many any like slowdown points, it kept the momentum. I mean, it had like a couple of peaks where things would happen, but it kind of kept you, on track.
Aside from that, like I said, from that one dead stop with him putting on the mask, because I'm like, and we get past that, I'm like, all right, I don't know what happened back there, but
but they move right on. Thankfully, thank fuck. When he put that mask on, I was like, oh shit, and then he takes it off, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I was like,
I was about to leave. Oh, thank God.
What do you think, Bill? Look at Bill. Bill's the center square.
I actually thought Michael
I was just going to say,
just as terrifying.
The first thing that's right about this whole situation is you got the placement you got here. You got 5 guys with hats surrounding me. You got the 2 pickle lovers at the bottom, and you got the tiny bald head right in the middle. Perfect.
That's what he got out of this.
Yeah.
So we're a part of the Brady Bunch, and right now you'd be Alice.
Yeah, last time I felt bad for Joey because she was in the middle of a bunch of dudes. I was like, oh, you got to put her in the middle? Like,
you should have seen her at the bar. Jesus, God, so bad.
She stood her ground.
I guess I'll have to wait till age 50.
You were here.
No, I basically agree with everything Davey said. I mean, the mask, number one, the mask is so great that that's all they put right on the poster was the mask, and that's all you needed. Just the all of it. Just the music is fantastic. Come on, the best scene, my favorite scene is that whole one shot where he's going into the house and killing and coming back out during the trick or treating. I mean, that was great. That was phenomenal. And yeah, you got the kids bantering, kind of like the very first movie with the girls walking home and the friendly talk. And yeah, I mean, just it had a lot going for it. A lot of good stuff. And up to that point, when was the last time you saw a great Halloween movie like that? It was one of the best ones in a long time. So it was just exciting from the get-go.
I think it's number 3 on my list. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think when we did our ranking, it's still sitting at number 3 for me. To me, what was good about it too was the build-up, because remember they announced it a whole year ahead of time, and that's when you saw like millions of podcasts about Halloween pop up, tons and tons of collectibles from every corner of the earth started coming out. So it was that fun build-up too, that anticipation of 2018.
It was, but again, I kind of kept myself in check because I'd been disappointed so time after time, going to see these movies. So it was like I just had that level of hopefully it's good. I'm hoping for the best. I'm expecting the worst. So being very pleasantly surprised by it, that was awesome.
That's true, JJ. The Loomis audio in H18 was awesome.
It's a good imitation. Yeah,
it was.
I think even better than the one at the beginning of H2O or during the credits of H2O.
Yeah. The setup was nice for it, but yeah, I think technology's changed a lot to make it better now. So, AI.
So what do you think, Brady? Since you've got the conch.
I got the conch. Yeah. You guys hit the nail, and I think everybody will say it. The music and the mask, very, very good. The two that stick out after that for me is the continuity from the original movie. Whether you got the marks on the mask, or the area everything's set up, the history of Jamie Lee Curtis, at least with the Laurie Strode character. There's a great continuity. I think that's what failed with the previous Halloween movies, is that continuity wasn't nearly as good. Yeah, Chris Nelson studied his rear end off to make sure he got that mask as close as it could be aging wise. And I don't think they overdid the fan service. They had some homages to the other films. It wasn't overdone. I thought it was just right. There wasn't anything that really spoiled, or there wasn't anything that really affected the story with the fan service, the tributes to other parts of the film. So yeah, continuity, fan service.
Very nice.
Yeah, the hype train was huge. I mean, it was just huge. There was so much going on at that time. And And I was that geek that was watching all these podcasts before I was doing something where everybody's speculating what's coming out. If they remember when the mask, when they first showed the poster, like, where's the other eye? What's it showing in the eye? What is it showing here? It was fun. It was fun because you didn't know what you were going to get. So I enjoyed all that. The build.
There was this guy, Dave McRae, out there. Some guy, I don't know.
Dave was the first guy.
That's when I started watching him. Was during that.
Me too.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I go ahead and throw that out? That trailer. That trailer was one of the best things to come out of all of this, because that's what brought Dave McRae and all of you as a result through association. No, I love you, Pat. Thank you. I'm glad you're out there. But that's what brought Dave McRae into my life, was his reaction to that trailer, and Darren and Frank and Colin Murdy and the rest of you. I'm sorry, but yeah, like that trailer that movie did a lot. They brought all of us together. So, I just wanted to, I feel like I should zero in on that trailer specifically, because that trailer was really well done. And that was that was awesome. So go ahead, Pat.
Raise your hand. No. I was going to say, raise your hand if you stay up till 2:00 in the morning till they release the trailer. Am I the only asshole that did that?
I remember if I did or not.
I guess I'm the only asshole that stayed up till 2:00 in the morning.
I know. I watched the hell out of that trailer. That first trailer for that movie.
You guys remember when they
Come
announced?
on, Pat. You would have been up till 2 a.m. anyway.
True.
When they announced that Blumhouse was doing these, at least the 2018 film, no one expected until they announced that Jamie Lee was coming back. If you remember, I don't think anybody had that on their card. I don't. A lot of people don't really talk about that. Whoever thought that she was coming back until they announced it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what made it even better was they announced her, then they said Carpenter was involved, and I was like, wait a second. Now this sounds like it's going to start getting good that Carpenter's involved. Meanwhile, he probably collected the check and said, "Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But when he was doing the score, and it like Davey mentioned, the score, holy shit! All three of them, but that 2018 score,
and then they
not that fucking park.
They said Nick Castle was going to be involved, and we all thought that he was going to be playing Michael for the movie, and
right.
Like that,
I couldn't figure that one out.
Holy crap! It's the holy triumvirate, and then of course we figured out eventually what that meant. But I really like James.
People were burning their houses down, oh my gosh!
He had a little ways to go in. He had a little ways to go in Halloween 18, but he made up for the few downfalls or shortcomings that he had in the latter two movies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? All the way down to the pickle monsters.
Jesus.
Yeah, Colorado. Let us know. What do you like? Do you like anything about it?
Send me another one, Bill. Come on.
Leanna's right about that though, because horror channels blew up when that trailer came out. So
they did.
That's how I found Wham, Drum Domes, obviously Dave, like I said, and Wolfman's Got Nards. So many people brought all of you into my orbit. So.
And that's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
I've been listening to Wham since I was 4, Cody.
Yeah,
I just found him in 18. I'm a late bloomer.
Joey, what you got?
So I really echo everything you guys have said. I think The Mask, #1, they did great on The Mask. I'm not really sure why they couldn't have done a better Mask in all of the other sequels. A lot of those movies would have been so much better with The Mask from 2018. So I love The Mask. I love the score. I agree with Brett on the fanfare aspect of it. That's not something I'm usually into, and I don't really like to see that in these movies. But I thought that they did kind of a fun job of it. I had fun as a fan pointing out oh, that's Halloween 2. Oh, that might be H2O, or maybe this is even from Rob Zombie's Halloween. So I thought they did a good job with that. The other thing I liked was the cinematography. I thought the color was great. And I liked seeing Haddonfield. So I thought that they did a good job of showing Haddonfield. I like to be in Haddonfield. So, I think that those are the good things that I liked about it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Quick question, John says, my question to the panelists, would you have liked these movies the same without the internet? Imagine seeing and paying for all of them at a movie. Honestly, I miss those days. I'm older than everybody. I miss the days of not knowing what I was going to see. I mean, they had commercials and trailers, but they didn't spoil them. You remember the days of when they would have trailers that they wouldn't even show you anything from the film.
Like Halloween 3.
And
Halloween 3 is a big example. They didn't show anything from the film.
Even if Blake and Ronnie over at All the Good Names Were Taken podcast, they do a lot of fun. They do this thing called Trailer Park where they sort of expose that trailers have always given away a lot of spoilers. The thing was, though, is that you saw a trailer and then 9 months later the movie came out. And maybe you saw a 10-second. So, you go see a movie, you only see the trailer once, but now and it's good and it's bad, but now we pour over every detail. There are channels that we either go to or we talk about it on our own channels where we go through everything and obsess over it. And yeah, maybe it sort of lessens it a little bit, but showing Michael come out of the closet in the trailer for this movie is the only misstep I think it took. Because it would have been cool if during the movie we didn't know, but since you know that Virginia or Vicky, what's her name? I don't even know.
Virginia Gardner, Vicky.
Virginia Gardner's the character, the actress's name. Yeah, I'm like, man, I wanted, that's
why
the
would you
thing.
show that?
You knew it was coming.
Well, you know what? Dave mentioned it. Dave actually, I remember this specifically. Him talking about it. And it makes a lot of sense that they're not marketing to you guys. They're marketing to the casual fans.
Casuals, yeah.
Because they know they got our money. As soon as they announced it, they had my money in their pocket. So they need to get people in that might not go see it and say, "Oh shit, did you see that? Let's go check that out." So I get that. It ruins it for us, unfortunately.
Yeah. They could have just had a couple more characters in the movie, and then you have a little more cannon fodder. But I like that they sort of brought it back.
Speaking of that babysitter scene and everything in there, I forgot to mention another thing I love about the movie is the kid she's babysitting. He's like my favorite character in the whole movie. Talking about clipping the dirty ass toenails and stuff.
Yeah.
See, but there's a part about him that I dislike that I'll bring up later.
Oh, really? He's one of my favorite characters. I love that kid.
You guys bring up Virginia Gardner. Shout out to her. I just met her last week and talked about the movie Fall. If you guys haven't seen Fall,
go watch Fall.
Yeah. She's great.
Watch Fall if you haven't seen it. But just
she's like a charismatic Brie Larson.
Yeah. When she was at age 45, she was a brunette. I didn't even recognize her, and then she's back. She's back as a blonde.
And she was magnificently stunning at age 45. I had to hold my breath when I walked by her.
She looked pretty good last weekend.
Not lying. Well, I guess
Joe,
my Woodford dessert
Joe,
buddy
what you
down
got?
below, buddy.
I agree, Lee. Big time. Yeah, Joe, what's up?
Let's see here. So I guess the best thing I like about what they got right for 2018 would have to be Michael's brutality, in my opinion. I remember being so excited to watch it, but I was hoping they wouldn't really kind of, sissy him up. But he came out swinging, man. I mean, when he snapped the kid's neck, you're like, oh, shit. Shit is real. Shit's real. Like, if he's killing kids, gloves are off, baby. And then you get into, he ripped that jaw open on that.
Oh, yeah.
Cashier.
Dropping the teeth. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, he was stomping on Sartain's head, that head smash, which was my personal favorite kill. I mean, just think about the brutality. I mean, officer, the freaking jack-o'-lantern head, all that stuff, man. The brutality was in full force. Michael was a fucking force to be reckoned with. And I really feel 18, they got that right. Like, I was ready for fucking the next movie so he can kick even more ass. Like, I was just so stoked and happy with what I was given in terms of the kills. So that's what I think they got right.
That's a good man, Joe. That's a really good point because I think a lot of people after the first movie, you sort of get lost in this cloud of slasherisms where it's like Michael's stabbing and he's using weapons all the time. But man, in the first movie, it's very hands-on. He always gets his hands on his victims before he goes for the actual kill weapon. And that's a good point you bring up here. He doesn't, not every time in 18, but he is very hands-on in 18 until he gets a weapon. But even then, when he smashes the chick's head on the bench and stabs her through the neck or whatever, Like
he's just,
oh, man.
he's
Yeah,
so
that's one.
visceral, man.
Oh,
He's
that's so
like,
good.
That's a great point, because he should feel like he has like he's not quite supernatural or overpowered like Jason, but there is something that like goes beyond what like most people would do.
absolutely.
Yeah, you were
I
gonna have to wonder where they were gonna go after Rob Zombie's brutality stuff. So there was all those years between. It's like, okay, are they gonna stay extreme like that?
Yeah.
But it was a good evening out. It wasn't
Yeah,
overdone.
only thing- The only thing missing were the grunts, to be honest. The grunts from Tyler Mane. Ugh. That's the only thing.
Glad they were
I
missing.
think.
Yeah, I don't need
think
the grunt
what's-
thing.
I think what's
Yeah, I
worth
don't need
mentioning.
anything. Silence.
What's worth mentioning, I guess, for me, because I don't really care for my Michael to be Jason Voorhees. If I want to watch that, I want to watch Friday the 13th, and I like that. But what I think they got right with this was what I like about Michael, and I think back to the original Halloween, is how he's almost a little playful with the whole like staging, Bob and wearing the ghost or whatever. And I kind of got that with the teeth scene. So I'm glad you said that, because I feel like when he drops those teeth, it's just it's creepy, and it's just like the right balance for me of not
Trick or
too
treat.
action.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
good.
Trick or
I like
treat.
that a lot.
Yeah,
I brought you a present.
The carved pumpkin heads too. That's
Yeah.
being playful.
You guys had brought up James Jude Courtney. I think it brought some authenticity to it that they casted a guy that was Michael's age, would be Michael's age 40 years later. I think that kind of worked very well, too.
Yep.
Never discredit that old
agree
man
with that.
strength, baby. You got that old man strength.
That's why I got to see
Well, and
the Glenn Marine movie, Joe. Did you see the
he is like
K-Rock, I think
supernatural.
that's interesting.
He
go
is
ahead.
supernatural. He's like right there. Like the way that John Carpenter describes it is like, well, he's a man, but he's also supernatural. It's like when people say, well, like Jesus is a man, but also God, folks that like, it's a cool, like character sort of thing where it's like he has characteristics of both. And I think that's something to remember with Michael is there's like a rubber band reality with him. Like you don't want to stretch it too far, but there is a little bit of wiggle.
I like that.
Like he
K-Rock
can
is kind
kind
of
of
a good
enter. He can kind of enter that supernatural phase, like switch it
Which
on
he
and
clearly
off.
does. Even in this
Yeah.
movie, when you get your fingers blown off, like a normal person is like gonna have a tough time with that one.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
and it,
I'm gonna-
and it
I'm gonna
seems
go
like
into
he
that in
got
the
shot
bad.
from underground too. When they shoot from underground, it seems like he stumbles. So it's like, a real human would have a tough time.
Yeah, but K-Rock brings up a good thing.
Certainly
Halloween
makes
2.
things a lot harder.
This is probably going to be one of the complaints, if I want to, is I could see Halloween 2 being canon in this trilogy. I didn't see the need to do away with it.
Totally
because
should have been.
it would have made
100%.
more sense that she was the recluse that she was for all those years.
Exactly.
Had he chased her to the hospital, tried to kill her in the hospital, killed more people in the hospital versus the original events of 78. And that's the only thing. That's one of the things I couldn't digest. I'm like, really? Would you really be that fucking?
They had to get rid of that brother sister thing.
I feel like they
had to
only
get rid
did
of
that.
it.
They really didn't have to, because I mean, they made it a point of making it seem like,
that's what I was gonna
well,
say.
Did something good with it.
I understand they wanted to make it seem like, well, it wasn't about you, or he wasn't after you. Well, what's the, I mean, and I get that they
but
want to
then why
have
was he
ambiguity.
chasing her all these years later too? I
But
don't.
it could very
that was the
easily
worst.
have been.
It's kind of telling Lori, like, get over yourself.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Because she
That's one
thought
thing.
he doesn't like he doesn't even remember you, and you devoted your life to like getting back.
But when he sees her, though, he's like, "Oh,
we're getting there."
I think we're gonna get there with Kills League. I think we're
And we'll
just
get the
we're kind of
kills.
mostly talking 2018, even though we're slowly talking about other stuff.
I'm
what I'll do
I'm a
is-
big fan of motive. I gotta have motive. You know what I mean? Like, what is the underlying factor here? What is it that's causing him to do what he's doing? I gotta have that. You know, they kind of.
But even if they're related, that doesn't really give you a motive. It is like, that's the thing, is like it gives a connection, but it just makes the motive something basic as fuck, which is like, oh, he has to kill his bloodline. Like that is the downfall of Halloween 2. And maybe this movie should have started with a flashback from 78 where we do see those extra kills. And
originally, remember
the Star Wars era though with Luke.
You do remember the original intention was to redo the ending, and Carpenter said, "No fucking way. There's no reason to change the ending."
Yeah, why are you gonna change my movie? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been a
Imagine,
big
that would have
no-no.
been catastrophic. That would
I'll
have
put my cigarette out in your face.
Seriously, what the hell that was all about?
that would have been very bad.
And big, so for me, because I was going around. So what 2018 brought back for me is, and I'm not going to use the trademark words that Dave McRae would say, but it did bring back that Halloween feel. It felt like you were watching a Halloween movie again, because the last few didn't feel like that. It definitely gave you that playfulness of Myers back again that you had in the first film. You had him creeping in the shadows, waiting, and it did the same thing the first one did. What did it do? Little by little, he got closer and closer and closer till he got her locked in that fucking closet. And what did he do? Closer and closer and closer till they got locked up in that basement. So I liked how it was a slow burn. I like that slow burn aspect. Some people have no patience, which is most of the people in the world these days have no fucking patience. I want to wait. I want to see that. I want to see where this is going to go, and then towards the end, get locked up. And it did have some good Easter eggs and callbacks. It didn't overdo it in this film. The other films, well, the next film especially, but this one had a good use of like Easter eggs. They were well placed, and they weren't like seriously. It wasn't, everyone's entitled to one good scare, and we're getting to that.
Holy shit!
Oh, it also had that Halloween October aesthetic. It feels like October in that movie.
It felt like it. It brought you back, and it felt like and now they weren't filming in Pasadena, but it felt like you were back in Haddonfield. The way they did everything.
It felt like fall time. So
felt like anywhere America, which is what Haddonfield's supposed to feel like, right? It was great. I mean, that's the cool thing is I grew up in Southeast Alaska. I thought every place would look so different. And when I started like going around playing shows in different cities and stuff, I was like, oh yeah. So the United States has like 4 different looks, and they're all pretty much represented in every state. And that's kind of cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, those
Rockwell shit.
Those like back alley neighborhoods exist in so many towns. Like I've driven out to Tucson. I live in the Phoenix area. Out in Tucson, they have back alleyways that you could shoot Halloween movies in. It's crazy.
See, here too, I was just telling Brett about that, right, Brett? We were just talking about that. Yeah. The village of Milford, where I live, they have all the alleys. It's a small town with the tree-lined streets. I'm like, shit. When I first came up here years ago, because my in-laws lived up here before I did. Of course. Yeah, everything revolves around Halloween. I was telling my wife, like, oh God, look at this quaint small little town with the back alleys. I said, you could so film a Halloween movie here. She's like, of course they do.
Pat, you were talking about it when we drove through Wheaton, where Andy Matichik grew up as a
it looks like, where she grew up. I'm like, holy shit, it's the same type of thing. But I'm going to bring this up because Dean brought up a real good point real quick before I forget. Flip her arc, because in Ends would have made more sense, because now, and we're going to get to Ends a little bit more. Here she lost her daughter, her son-in-law, other friends of hers, and now she's like happy homemaker making pies. It should have been the complete role reversal, but I agree.
And Dave, I got to give a shout out. I didn't hear that until we had you on like a month or two ago, and that's a great. I never thought of that. You brought that up, I think, with us. So shout out to you, man.
Yep.
Oh, how about we forgot Will Patton. Sorry, Will Patton's a great actor.
Will Patton,
Cherry blossoms.
Great actor.
Cherry blossoms.
The cherry blossom.
Cherry blossoms.
And that's a good point. Let's go around real quick. Favorite character in the film, and worst. So for me, favorite in that would have to be. I would probably say Will Patton, because I loved him, and I just love. He should have been the sheriff. I really liked the way his portrayal in it. So, and the worst character for me,
the sheriff.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be the other end of the spectrum. Omar Dorsey is a great actor, but that was just a shitty. I mean, come on, what are we gonna do? Cancel Halloween? It's like, dude, fucking people getting killed. Could you imagine your chief of police saying that?
Terrible.
What do you say, Davey? We'll go around. Best and worst character.
Was he supposed to be like?
Go ahead, Joey. Finish the thought.
No, I was just gonna say, was he supposed to be like Creighton Duke from Jason Goes to Hell? Because that's all I could think of.
George Washington Duke.
All I can think of is a little girl in a pink dress pushing a hot dog to a donut.
Duke is the bounty hunter, right?
Yes, Creighton Duke is the bounty hunter. I love Jason Goes to Hell.
George
I just
Washington
want to put that out
was
there.
the guy that ate the heart.
Yikes.
Yeah, it seems like the Sheriff Barker is that is some of the worst dialogue, and yeah, it's unfortunate. It should have been Hawkins. I would say that, like, as far as poorly written, it's probably Sheriff Barker because he just doesn't really have a point here.
He's just there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to pick best character because I love Michael so much. So I always I love
That's
like
a given.
That's why why I'm showing up. But I did really enjoy. I'll sort of do like a little bit of vagueness to this. I did enjoy the friend group. Like I enjoyed Dave and what's her face?
Send Dave.
Why can't I? Yeah, send. Yeah, exactly.
Vicky.
Yes, I liked all of that. I even liked Oscar, and like I thought that seemed pretty believable. I'm not a teenager in high school now, but it seemed like they had. I like when I don't need movies to be like, oh, that was a great line of dialogue. When you're showing kids and you're building chemistry and character development, just give me like real feeling moments, and I felt like we got that. So yeah, I mean, I would say the best character is just that friend group. Like they sort of brought man, I don't know. Probably the first time I've seen a friend group in a Halloween movie that I liked since the original.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to bring this up later, Byron. What if Corey was introduced in one of the earlier films? I'm going to bring that up because
that's what I was going to get into for my negatives. Yeah, that they should have done that for sure. Yes, Byron.
We'll do it quick. Everybody, best and worst character. We'll go around, then we'll do some negatives. What do you say? What about you, Jordan?
Well, the best has to be Michael. I really liked James Jude's portrayal of the character. Not too much to say about that. Worst character has got to be Lumpy near the beginning, the little kid.
So he likes to dance. What's the difference?
Then he goes in and shoots Sartain for no reason. Yeah, he responds to "Don't shoot" with "Shoot."
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Trigger control, kid. Your dad didn't teach you anything about shooting a gun. Come on, man. Yeah, he got what he had coming to him. And quite honestly, I laughed, and I think I heard the whole audience laugh in the theater when Michael pops up and breaks his neck. There was a little bit of a laugh and then half a bit of a
yeah.
He got what he had coming. Screw him. Bye, Lumpy.
What do you say, Cody?
Going into this, I would have, like, before the movie came out, I would have said Lori just to see, like, how she was going to be. I want to say Loomis because his presence just, I mean, it's there and it's looming over like that and all of us.
Looming.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
Sorry, Bill, don't cry.
He makes like such an impact without even being there. I mean, worst. I don't know. I gotta say, probably Sartain, just because I don't know, he's the suitcase in Pulp Fiction. He's just there to move the plot along. He serves. He's a plot convenience. That's it. That's literally all he is. That's all he is. That's all he does.
Well, he's a bit of a misdirection. We're supposed to think when Lori says you're the new Loomis, we're supposed to lull the audience into, oh, this is what's going to happen. So then later when the other thing happens, it's the
but that's not what
subversion of expectation.
He's there to get him to like Lori's house, and that's fine.
They try to put a little bit of the Last Jedi within the Force Awakens.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
I know it's a bit of a cop out, but Loomis and Lori for the best, but I mean that's bound to happen. And and then Sartain probably for my worst.
What do you think, Billy Bear?
Billy Bear
in the center square.
Well, of course, Michael. I mean, come on, but that's a given. I already told you my other favorite is the little kid, the kid is getting babysat. It's my favorite. I was really hoping he was going to come back in Kills, and he only came back for that one scene where they interview him on the TV. But he had the best line ever. She was like my #1 favorite babysitter.
Wait, mean that the last little kid that lives next to us?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Little asshole kid.
So him, I like the dad too.
Like Julian.
The wacky zany
Ray.
dad. I forget his name,
Ray.
but he was the same. Yeah, he was the same guy who played the
Artie,
the Wiz in Seinfeld. You remember that episode?
Yes, indeed.
I'm the Wiz, and no one beats me.
Got peanut
he was
butter on my
he was
penis.
Artie. He was Artie, the strongest man in the world from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, one of the greatest TV shows of all
Nickelodeon
time.
shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Maybe Hey Dude, but
And he was
Maybe
crazy.
And then worst character.
He was crazy Mike in Reno 911.
he's in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Worst character has to be Zartane. Why? Who needed him? I
Thank
like
you,
you said,
Everscathed.
misdirection, but Zartane, my worst character.
I thought they could have developed him into a Loomis character, but then they just took a 360.
Yeah,
I think he gets
They could have,
pretty
yeah,
bad
I mean-
because of where his character twist goes, though.
And
Puts on
by
a
the
mask,
way,
it's like a fucking idiot.
but I'm sorry, Brady.
You're good.
By the way, there is a deleted scene of him picking his nose.
His nose. Yep.
I
was
love
gonna
Danny
bring it up.
McBride, but why does that exist?
Why did you do that?
Hey,
It's
they
good they
they
took it
left it on the cutting room floor. That is you know what?
Yeah, they
Strike that
they
from the
should've
record,
left-
Pat.
They should
Strike
have
that
left it off
comment from
video.
Cody Snyder. That is not in the actual movie. That is
Dude,
moot point.
it's on
Moving Brett,
YouTube.
favorite.
It's on YouTube. It's immortal. It's eternal.
But it's not in the cut of the film.
You know how the
Neither is the
Joker from
alternate
Batman, he pushes
You're saying I'm immortal?
moves people out of the camera frame.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like drop that thread right now.
Brett, what you got?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it's kind of obvious to you typically go with Michael, though, right? And I would say Loomis was always the best character in these movies until, unfortunately, Donald Pleasance passed. So I got to go with Hawkins. I like Hawkins. Will Patton's a great actor.
Mhm.
And I say the worst is somebody that probably Hawkins should have been. Hawkins should have been the sheriff. You didn't need Omar Dorsey's character. He was useless.
Yeah.
He was useless.
What did he do? You could have made Hawkins the sheriff, really, arguably.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
With
That
him, I
fits
can
perfectly.
understand because
I think
he shows police like incompetence. But yeah, sorry.
no, you're right, but it's like I feel like and Omar Dorsey seemed like he's a good actor. See, I've never
Oh, yeah.
really paid attention to what else he's been in, but I just feel that character was a waste of screen time. So,
Jamie likes Karen because she's stubborn and wears that Christmas sweater.
well, and she's a good actress too, and we all know Judy.
Yeah,
Greer's
she's been in so many good things. Yeah.
very, very good actress. But yeah, those
She's-
were my two. Sorry,
Yeah.
Joey. What do you got? Joey, what do you got?
Colorado.
So, I think the favorite or best character for me is going to be Vicky. I think she was probably the most natural. She was natural with the little kids. She was natural with the friend group. She's natural when she delivers her lines, and every time she's on film, I like her. So she's my favorite. Least favorite. This is probably my hot take, but my least favorite throughout this whole trilogy is probably Lori. I don't.
You're not
can't
alone.
stand her.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I don't like what they do with her. If I could say Danny McBride, he would be my number one, but he's not a character, so I'm gonna go with Lori.
I mean, you can. Hold on.
Even if he played the character he played from Tropic Thunder and he was just there to blow up Michael with a bunch of
See,
fireworks.
That's why I said going
He's
into
found it
it,
down. That one.
going into it just to see, thinking like, what's Lori going to be like going into it. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I like Danny McBride
Jordan.
and everything else. I just don't want him in the Halloween.
That makes sense, Joey.
That's true. There's no
Get rid of
there's
that-
no nudity in
that
any of the
Christmas
movies. Right?
sweater. Get rid of that Christmas sweater.
Yeah, take that sweater
She was
off.
she was good looking in the late '90s,
None.
around the time she did Jawbreaker.
Oh, Jawbreaker. That's a sleeper
Mhm.
film.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
Colorado.
great.
All right, I just get mine out the way. So the best, I'm gonna just change it up based on what everybody was saying. So I really like Cameron because he was a fucking dick, and you knew he was
Yeah.
gonna get his. You knew he was gonna get his in the end. So I love dick characters in the film in horror movies because they're gonna have an epic end. And then the worst, of course, it's a toss up between
Yeah, it's true,
Sheriff
Dean.
Barker and Sartain. Honestly, you could pick either.
Yes,
one. They're
Dean.
both terrible.
Yeah.
Excellent
both
point,
terrible.
Dean.
So
Joe,
yeah,
what
that's
kind
all.
of
That's
characters
all
do you like again, Joe? What kind of characters do you like again?
I'm not saying it.
Hey, Joe, did you put your Christmas tree up?
You
No,
know how
not yet.
how
Not
how
yet.
is
Put your
that
ornament up that we got?
Jason Lives can pull off being one of the greatest, like one of the two greatest Friday the 13th movies with no boobies, and then this
Agreed.
goddamn trilogy, not one titty.
They don't do
What?
it anymore, Cody. They just don't do it anymore.
Well, I don't have to like that.
There
I don't
wasn't
like
a-
that.
Yeah, they just
There
don't
wasn't
do
any
it
titties,
anymore.
but there was a couple of boobs. You know, Chris Nelson and that other cop sitting there talking about their
Imagine-
What
titty.
the
Imagine if Big John Little John
fuck?
got it on. You never know. It could have been
Yeah,
tough.
Well, they were
Couldn't even
supposed
get
to
a
be because then
butt.
they got killed a second later. So there were
Yeah.
supposed to be a couple of bumbling boobs.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're talking bad about your announcer?
Fuck the other Everscathed. Fuck you. Sending me this shit.
Some boobies go watch the Friday.
I'm not talking
film.
bad about his.
Yeah.
Talking bad
Go
about
watch
it.
Friday 5 or go watch Friday 5 or
Exactly. If I want to see boobs and bush, I have Friday
Yeah.
Part 2 and final chapter, and I'm good. I'm fucking
Yeah,
cleaned up after that
final
one.
chapter is
Yeah.
good, man. Final chapter.
That'll
Yeah.
happen.
Well
Part
placed
6 is the
bush
tease.
is just a lost art, you know? I mean, we're all talking about boobs, but come on, well placed bush.
As much
Yeah.
as we love
I mean, I
Jason
tried-
Lives, that's a tease
tried-
movie.
I watched the substance
Yeah,
yesterday.
I tried to
That
be an
did some,
optimistic guy,
well-placed
but-
bush.
I'm disappointed, man. I'm mad.
Oh, Jordan.
You're just
Oh my
mad.
God, Jordan.
So
That's
we
the
know what
worst thing about-
Cody's going to be.
Go ahead.
We know what Cody's going to talk about for his negatives.
Well, I hope
This movie ain't got no
Jordan's got
shit.
pants on up there because we don't see anything. So always got pants.
Oh,
on.
I never wear pants when I'm on.
Where's the Tony Moran podcast?
Hey.
when we need
Are
it?
we
Oh,
supposed to
God.
have pants on?
Yeah,
I'm-
why?
I am straight
one
up in my
told me.
underwear.
I might
I'm in-
not.
Everybody
Hey,
should be
you take
fucking
it
mad
easy,
about
100
this.
degree weather, Joe. Take it easy in
I
that
am-
nice
Oh,
weather.
look
I'm
at Jamie.
legitimately
Even-
in my drawers.
Jamie wishes
I
for
love
more
you,
boobs.
Jamie. I love you, Jamie.
Yeah, I wish for
She's
more.
Yes,
boobs.
Jamie.
She doesn't
Hey,
like
Coy.
boobs in their slasher movies.
Hey, Coy.
Yes. I get why people don't put them in movies nowadays, and we still have the older ones that we can watch, but it is part of like the fun roller coaster, like, ooh, you're doing something taboo kind of vibe that a slasher
K-Rock, she didn't show
could
great
usually
shit.
bring.
I agree. No, I agree. I mean, I just throw
So what do you think?
Everybody mask would be good.
Oh my god, yeah, there you go. Written and directed by women. Tits all over the place.
It's everywhere. Well, let's go around and we'll do some negatives now. We'll try to keep on pace. with
Oh,
each
here
film.
we go.
Then we took some more. So for me, negatives about this film was I didn't believe it, but this film there aren't too many as opposed to the other two. I liked the score, liked the pacing. My thing about this, I didn't like the Sartain twist. Of course, nobody liked that fucking twist. I thought they could have developed him into a Loomis type character, and maybe him and Frank could have been sort of like a Brackett and Loomis type when they're going around instead of that whole shit that they pulled. They could have found a different vehicle to get Michael there, or something. They could have figured something out. They didn't have to do that. But for me, the negatives were trying to think. This is one of the films. It's number 3 on my list.
And I know one. Do you want me to tell you? Because I know you would say it.
Probably because I'm probably having a brain fart. Go ahead.
Disregarding H2, I think is.
Well, yeah, that's
That's mine. Yeah.
I did mention that earlier. They disregarded that, and so it was really it wasn't believable for her to be that much of a recluse. I mean, look, some people are recluse. They have things and they go into therapy, and I get all that. But to build this compound that you're in over 40 years, because you got to remember, all he did was get up and chase her across the street. He could conceivably have done that,
Yeah.
I mean,
I never thought of it that way, but yeah.
seriously, it's not like he followed her all over the fucking place. He didn't chase her all over a hospital. They did away with that. He got up and walked
Yeah,
across the fucking
exactly.
street. So
And
why
I've
would
done
you
that
think
with
he's
my
coming
own
after you?
neighbors.
The patriarch has
The
spoken.
timing Pat said that was priceless, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, seriously. So
He's
yeah, to
right.
me, disregarding part 2, the Sartain twist, and some of the dialogue, a little cringy. You didn't need the peanut butter in your penis, and you didn't need. I mean, you want to have a little comic relief, and we know that was definitely Danny McBride humor, but there was a little bit. Some of the stuff you really didn't need. Some of the dialogue, it could have been a little bit better. But other than that, I don't have too many complaints. I really don't. That's 2018 is the one I probably have the least amount of problems with, because I think they did it pretty much justice. It was a good return to form aside from those points. What do you think, Davey?
Okay.
Yeah, Michael did a little bit more to Laurie in the first movie, but I think that the way you put it is very succinct, Pat. I would say that, so when I did my lives, where I do like this how to make it better, and I went through like each point that I would have changed. There's a few things in this movie that I think could have been done that would have like paved the way for a really interesting trilogy. I would have liked to have seen like the presence of Tommy in that. I wanted Tommy to be somebody running for office. I pictured him as, by the time he shows up, he's sort of like this city councilman that's running for mayor. So I thought it would have been cool if we see some election signs, because it's Halloween, so the election would be like the following week or whatever. It would have been cool to see a little bit of that world building there with that. I would have liked to have seen, and I know they didn't know they were going to do the Corey thing, but just looking back, like expand the Allison fan or friend group a little bit, if you know about a character like Corey, or that you want to take it in an odd direction, it would have been perfect to have him be like in the National Honor Society with him, because it seems like he's a smart guy, just comes from not a well-off family. And it builds some tension between him and Cameron and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, really, I even think like maybe not every single Danny McBride line works for me, but most of it does. I would say that like, I think he brings like that natural feel. So I think people only attribute the cringy stuff to him, but all the natural stuff that they like, they don't think that that's a Danny McBride. And I think it is. Like, I think some of those, like the way that Oscar is like, that's a little piece of me for you, like stupid shit like that seems real. Yeah. So I mean, negatives. Yeah, I just would have liked to have seen it fleshed out a little bit more. Again, we've already talked about Barker. I think you just push Barker and Hawkins together. Something fun like that. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Pat. I don't think there's much, like, this movie does a great job of bringing it back.
I think so. Yep.
Absolutely.
What'd you say, Jordan? Keep your pants on.
Oh, damn it. Hang on.
Bad, Eddie.
He's pulling them up.
Yep, just gotta pull them up real quick. To me, the only downside that I had to it was a little bit of the lighting. It kind of had me flustered. I really liked the way they lit the original movie. It was really dark with a lot of shadow. Is it?
Wait.
Do I hear?
Is Cody doing a Drebin?
Is Cody peeing right now?
He's pulling a Frank Drebin.
You can mute your mic.
He's straight up urinating.
I just want him to go. Oh,
Stealing your thunder, Brett.
We're so happy to have the Queen visiting Los Angeles.
Oh, I really wish
Joe,
I had a Bluetooth headset for this right now, because I'm about to go do the same thing.
You got to cut that for a short. You got to cut this for a short.
I'm sorry if you guys
Cody.
heard
You did a Frank Drebin.
Cody, we stopped the whole thing when you were grinding home.
literally covered my mic, but
You didn't do a good job.
You
Not well
on
enough.
your phone. You
gotta
gotta
mute it.
on your phone.
Oh my gosh. All right, who wants to hear me pee next? I'll be the next one.
what a great
We
memory.
should all do it, I guess.
All right.
Jordan.
Jordan,
Awesome.
Jordan, what were you saying, Brett, about Jordan's comment?
No, I was gonna say I don't know if Jordan was getting at. Like, there's one thing I thought this movie was very gray. I don't know if that's what Jordan was trying to say, but finish, Jordan, what you were saying.
So yeah, the original Halloween, especially, very contrasty, very dark. That blue lighting, Michael in the shadows in the background in the corner of the screen. This movie, I felt like we got a lot of Michael right in the center and really brightly lit and just right in your face. And that kind of carried down through the trilogy, but just for this movie in particular, that was pretty much the only thing I would have liked to have seen a little bit different.
I had to stop looking. And Joey's got the giggles, and I had him too. I had to stop looking at the screen for a minute.
Should I make like a disclaimer? Or...
No, Cody, if you went for like 2 minutes, it would have been, oh God, I don't know what would have happened.
Well, hold on, David.
George, it sounds like you were describing your own square there. The blue lighting, you're in the corner.
I didn't flush yet. I'm gonna go back in there, but yeah.
Oh shit!
Hey, when I see Joe Moody getting pale in the face, I get scared. That doesn't happen.
Oh, wait. So Davey just gifted 5 membership, and guess who got one? Brett Patrick.
Thank you, Davey.
Yeah, as soon as I heard Davey speak up about it, I was like, oh, I fucked up. I fucked up bad.
Thank you, Davey. It's awesome, bud.
Has anyone ever done that on a podcast?
What, Pete?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I would imagine, right?
Brett did it. He did the original.
If you go back and watch our most lengthy things, I'm sure it's happened. Yeah.
Brady, I'm thankful for you. Hell yes. Somebody that can match my energy. So I've done it before. Like,
Cody, I'll do it in this bottle on camera right now.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
Cody,
I
that's
did
the
that
door
once.
that everybody's
I
talking
did that
about.
one.
That's the bathroom. That's the door.
One of the first shows I was ever on with you guys, I was afraid to excuse myself to pee. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? I just used the bottle that was right there.
I'm dead serious.
You guys were none the wiser. I just kept talking. Yep.
All right, getting back on track. Kids, Jordan, what else were you saying? Did you finish what you were saying? I'm trying to keep it on track. So
I'm all done. I'm all done.
Pat, you're awesome.
Cody, what about you? What do you think? What name a couple of negatives? 2018.
Not enough
Get
urination.
this demon kid off my damn channel.
I know it's going to get crazy later. So that's why let's get through the films and we can get crazy.
Yeah.
Negatives about 18. Well, obviously the Sartain thing.
Evil peace tonight.
They're evil peace tonight. There you go. I mean, like I said, some of the stuff they just threw in there, like peanut butter on my penis. I love Danny McBride, but come on. I mean, it's in there to take up screen time. You know, there are a lot of callbacks. You know, like we're gonna ignore this. You know, this timeline, but wasn't her brother? Like that line was completely unnecessary. Like, why is that in? I understand it's for like it's for us. Yeah, I get that it's for us, but in the the logic of this, I guess, you know, if there is such a thing.
Well, I think they're getting reassurances to the dumbasses that are watching it like me. So,
yeah, but I mean, I get that, but that wasn't needed. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of negative with this movie. So
no, when you sit back and think about it, there aren't too many in this film.
I will say though, that Sartain thing, like I said, that thing. I mean, that was a dead stop to the momentum of this train. I mean, that train, like, bam! And then it got going again.
Before.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just saying what Matt was saying. He said didn't care for Michael becoming the hunted by Laurie. He took the scare away. She did the same thing in H2O.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, that's another thing. Like, that Sartain, like, Michael killing Sartain, I can understand that, like, if they didn't show it. A little too gory. Like I mentioned this on Davey's stream. Like he shouldn't be like the gore and like him fighting crowds and shit. That's not the nature of that character. He shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't see like him crushing somebody's head with his foot. Like Victor Crowley doing it in a Hatchet movie. I'm cool with that because that's what Victor Crowley does. I mean that's the nature of those movies. Michael doesn't do that shit. So
except in
but he is very
Halloween
strong.
2, Rob Zombies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he does tell him to say something, and I would say that he's sort of saying something by making that gesture.
But even in Rob Zombies, like he when he kicks Jeff Daniel Phillips like head in, he doesn't like just squash it. Like it's not like a
no,
it's pretty
Let's
bad.
not go down that rabbit hole. We should do
he caves his head in.
That's the best line ever. Don't give me no reason.
Hit the brick story.
Yeah.
And Michael did prove that he has superhuman strength all the way back in the first movie, though, by lifting Bob up with the ease in one hand and stabbing him right through him and the wall.
Don't ask Tom Savini that, though. He didn't like that.
Strength. Yeah, of course not.
I guess it's like
He'll set you on fire.
It's like the gore factor, though. But
yeah, right.
even
Halloween
4, like and Halloween 2, they're great at like hiding that gore. It's not like a bunch of like just mushy brain, but
Halloween 4, another tease movie. No, just kidding.
Yeah, like Kim wants. Oh, what was that?
Now I have to Google her boobs. Thanks a lot, Halloween 4.
All right, I'll make mine quick. I don't. Yeah. Well, what I think is we should have some ground round. No, I think the same stuff you said. Halloween 2 being not a part of the continuity was the biggest thing I didn't like about it. Then the Zartane stuff and. Just little stuff like that. Overall, it's definitely the best in the trilogy, I think.
Yeah.
That's about it. Not too much I dislike it.
That's about it.
Bill, I'll add on top of that.
Because there's going to be a lot more to talk about the next two films.
Laurie's portrayal. It really sounds like or it should have been reversed. She should have been more like Rambo, secluded by the time she got to ends. I think they botched that, and 2 should have been a part of it. I find it hard because 1 and 2 to me, and this is just my opinion, they're one movie to me. They are one movie
yep.
to me.
Well, I look at it.
It's one movie
to
me.
Totally agree.
So those are the 2 easily. Have no problem. Sartain's fine. It's just when he puts on the damn mask.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if they would, like you said, you would have made him like a new Loomis type of guy and ran with that angle where he did hook up with the sheriff. That would have been great.
I thought that would have been good.
Go that way.
It would have been interesting to have maybe more background, maybe with them, but there's only so much time that's allowed here. But
right.
Yeah.
What do you say, Joey?
So, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I don't think this one's as cringy as Kills, which I'll save all my commentary for that. But I don't like Laurie at all, and she's better in this one probably than in the next 2. Maybe in Ends I like her, but we'll get to that. I don't need her to be Sarah Connor. I don't like that aspect of it. You know what I didn't like is. And this goes back more to the marketing of it, where they marketed this film as being, they're getting rid of all the sequels, right? The sequels are trash, they don't matter. And then all they did was cherry pick from the sequels and put it in the movie. And it's like, I like the fanfare because I'm a fan, and I'm like, oh, cool, that's cool, whatever. But you can't do that. Like, it just seems contradictory, and I thought if you wrote off all of these sequels and then you try to make this a greatest hits of a little bit of all those sequels, I didn't like that.
All talk, no walk.
Okay.
What do you think, Big Joe?
That? Well, I mean, for me, it's simple. I mean, it's the 11th film in the franchise up until that point. I wish there was more of a police presence. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the cops that come into play in all of the films are just useless. They don't do anything. They don't put up much of a fight. There's not much we got more action in Kills with firefighters than we do police. Like, my thinking is like, where's the police? You don't have a police force in all of the goddamn movies. You know what I mean? Like, there's no police presence in any of the movies. I just wish that I feel like they would be a really good challenge for Michael, and that would be kind of leading to different things you can dive into action-wise. I think that's just me, but that's just what they got wrong. It's like they had an opportunity to really kind of show more of a police presence, but that didn't fucking happen whatsoever. So
finally, some other first responders got wiped out in the town besides the cops, right?
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. Like,
are there any firefighters left in Haddonfield?
Bring in some Navy SEALs, or bring in some freaking SWAT. Bring in something. Come on,
you would think if somebody was on the loose, they'd have all these fucking people out, but they never do in any film.
Man. If you're gonna...
bring in the security force from Jason X.
Bring in the security force from Wonderworld.
That's like in Halloween 4 when they're waiting for the state police. They're about 25 minutes away. 25 minutes away? What do you want, a fucking island?
Yeah,
Where are these state police? Where are these state police? I mean, seriously, Come on.
Those
Even
early
state
Halloween
police
films
where
could have
I live are
benefited
only
from
10
cell
minutes
phones,
away,
couldn't
and I
they?
live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean they got headquarters not too far from every town, so.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the fucking woods, and I can get to the state police in like 10 minutes.
Joey, what were you drinking there? Was that a Sierra Nevada?
No, this is Berthoud Brewing Company, and it's Sam's Orange Ale.
She's got the good stuff
Mm.
tonight.
That looks good.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, so
Nice.
quick, before we get into kills, because going forward, the next two films, we're going to need alcohol. What is everybody drinking? I got Michelob Amber Bock. I still have a few of these left, which are really good. And I have already poured myself some Buffalo Trace, which I did damage to. Remember, this was a new bottle Friday night.
It is a big bottle, too. You got the big
When I
one.
decided to come back down the next morning, I had a shot of Eagle Rare that I did not drink with you guys.
I said Eagles Dare the other night on the street.
Oh, that was good.
Bill's
Dude, that
like,
was
no,
good.
no, Cody, it's Eagle Rare.
I like that, Jamie. It's all right. He just wanted this mask back.
Well, you guys,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys saw what I
motivation.
just did at Eagle Rare.
Another one.
Good
Send
call
more
there,
cops.
Jimmy.
Send more calls.
That's my favorite.
Hey, Aaron.
What is that?
Wayne,
That's Return of the
which
Living
Modern
Dead, right?
Firefighter did a job
No,
against-
that's-
it's true.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent that picture to everyone I knew, too, and said, Happy Thanksgiving. Most of them were like, what the fuck?
All right, so let's move on. Now it's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
Oh,
I
shit.
needed more female
Ugh.
Rambo Iron Lady. Oh, sorry, I'm saying it.
So here I am. It's a Thursday night. It was raining by me, and I said, you know what? I was planning on going to see this on Friday night with my daughter because she came. Was it Kills? No, my son came with me for Kills. So I went out Thursday night, of course, because you can see the night before. And it started out with as soon as that flashback scene came on, man, I was like a little kid. I was like, yes! I'm like, fuck, we're back in 78. And people look around me like this big fat old guy. Like, who's a big fat old guy jumping up and down? So,
He must be Italian.
yeah, he must be Italian.
I'm trying to see if this
so-
cat wants to say hi to Uncle Pat.
I mean, it started out like, wow, this is going to be fucking amazing. And then even when we came out of 78, it was still really good. And when we got to the hospital, okay, what's going to happen? She got fucked up in the first one. You know she's going to be in the hospital. We get that. But
Seen that.
the twist and turns that it took. So before I go through with my whole diatribe, we'll say the good stuff, like we did, because we know this film's going to have a lot of negatives. And when we get to the next film, it's going to have a lot more. So for me, the good stuff about this film, the good stuff about this film was the flashback was amazing. I mean, everybody knows that originally the original script of this, the original draft was supposed to be like 90% in 78, but for budgetary reasons, they cut it. Now forget that.
Right.
You know, the floors would have been sticky by the time I walked out of there if you sent me back for 90% of the movie. Put it that way. No offense. Joey's one of the guys. I can
Not
say
from the
that.
pop.
You're not going to offend me.
I know, exactly. Come on. She's one of the guys.
She would have been offended by now.
She's like the sister I never had.
Hey, thank you.
But so for me, the flashback, absolutely amazing. And I did when they brought back the characters from the previous films. It started out okay with the little stuff in the beginning. So not to go too crazy, I'm not going to review the whole film. So the good stuff for me was definitely the flashback. I do like the surprise ending because you didn't expect that. I don't like how it built up to the surprise ending. You know, how she got there was kind of stupid, but it was good because to take out somebody like that, you would think like, whoa, shit's going to get real now. So I kind of like the way it left on that cliffhanger. I'm so on the brutal ass Myers. Like you said, you don't want your Jason Myers to be like a Jason or, you know, or like a Hatchet. So that was a little bit here and there, but I did like, and the same thing, the pacing here wasn't bad. Now, when I watch this film now, the pacing is even quicker because I usually fast forward through the entire hospital shit. So, but for the good stuff for me is definitely the pacing. It does still feel very Halloween. It still feels like it's the same night. So they got that right, just like Halloween to Halloween 2. It still felt like the same night. I mean, so that felt good. And I do like the quick twist ending at the end of it, but there was a lot in between that I have a lot of problems with. So we'll get to that. But that's pretty much all I can really say about this film that I like. Put it that way. What about you, Davey?
Yeah, I mean the flashback scene is incredible. You know, that's an easy one. That's a slam dunk. Again, I think Michael is great. I really like the interpretation here. I like that it ratchets up. I mean, the movie is called Halloween Kills, so I expected to see, like, to me they were indicating this is going to be a little something different, and I'm okay with that. I like seeing different because I don't mind the character evolving a little bit, and I always have that older version of Michael to lean on if that's what I'm more in the mood for. I mean, again, the quite possibly, I think maybe the best rendition of the actual like main theme with like the minor key like voices on the keyboards like harmonizing with the main theme. I think that's one of the more interesting takes on the theme that they've done. Yeah, I think I'm the same way as you, Pat. When it gets to the point where you're at the hospital, it's like that's the kind of grimness and the kind of ugliness and horror that I don't want to see in a Halloween film. I want all of that to come from Michael directly and not have it be like some sort of sociological point. But I will say this, like, I do applaud them for not being I mean, they kind of hit you in the face with it, but it seems like they're sort of making a general point instead of a one-sided point. So I guess I'll applaud them for that, because it seems like the point they're trying to make is like, hey, if you're in a mob, no matter what kind of mob it is, not a good idea. Mobs suck. Mobs don't get stuff done.
I mean,
so
look,
regardless of your convictions, if you're in a mob, maybe take a step back and be like, are the mobs doing anything good?
No, I mean, if you want to mistakenly kill somebody, let it be Ted Hollister.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think that you know, I'll probably get more into the negatives, but I do think that oh shit, I almost forgot. I think Big John and Little John really work for me. I love those characters.
I did forget that. You're absolutely right.
I think they're amazing when they get introduced and you have that little song and the way that whole scene is edited with Big John as he dances and smokes his weed is like really fun and stylistic in the right way. I felt like the humor was really earned, and that also they were characters that like sort of like pushed along the lore. Other than living in the Myers house, they still like had some natural dialogue that helped move things along too. So yeah, Big John, Little John, really dug them.
I will say this: I did oversight that. I should have. That's why I should have made notes. The Big John, Little John scene, I did like that, and probably one of the biggest points that I overlooked. I can, it's probably because I started drinking the Buffalo Trace already, which is not going to help me in the morning, is for the love of God, they got the Myers house exact.
Yeah,
it's not a Gothic mansion,
and they made it the color how it is currently too, which is so funny.
Which is funny. They exactly made the same color as it is currently. So yeah, that attention to detail with the Myers house. Yeah. So good. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, definitely the attention to detail was amazing with the flashback scenes and the Myers house, things like that. The lighting was much better in this movie, I felt. One of the best things about it, I remember sitting in the theater when it first started. The score at the very, very, very beginning of the movie put goosebumps on my arms, puckered my butthole. I was ready to go. I was so pumped. Yeah, there's just so many good things about this film that I thought, and there were a few things, obviously the hospital scene seemed to go on a little bit too long. After watching it, I just watched it again last night. It seemed like it went by a little bit quicker, but maybe it's because I knew what was going to happen and what was coming afterwards. So now I don't have as much of a problem with it. But really, yeah, it was just from the get-go. I really enjoyed a lot about this film. The amount of kills and the brutality of the kills were fantastic. The knife into Marcus's eye was amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
That was great. Of course, when his wife, Michael kicks the door and she shoots herself in the face, was hilarious. Shouldn't have been, but it was. I'm just saying. I laughed. But yeah, that's all I got on that one right now.
Very nice. Very nice.
I will say that I want to bring this up. Sorry, I actually muted myself because I know my keyboard's so fucking loud. Right here, Leanna. This should be a bumper sticker. I don't come to horror to learn anything.
I
love that.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't need social comment. Like the social commentary and all the shit going on is why we go to horror movies to forget about that shit. I don't need to come here to learn anything. I want to see somebody get fucked up.
Pat, we should make stickers with that. We're going to take that. We'll pay you.
Give Leanna full credit for that. That's awesome. I love that.
Then again, though, George Romero, kind of did that kind of stuff with his movies, and
yeah, but it was very subtle. Unless you really caught up, it was very subtle. It wasn't in your face.
Don't steal our thunder, Bill.
Yeah, how dare you?
Thunder,
no, Cody already stole your thunder when he went and did a Drebin.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm just creating moments, baby.
Long live the Iron Lady.
Always creating moments, Cody.
Yeah, it's all about. That's what's up, Jade. It's all about how you execute it and how you pull it off.
Execution.
What do you think, Cody? Good stuff about good about kills.
All right. So, like I said, I mentioned this on Davey's stream when we did Halloween 4. Karen and somehow Judy Greer. I don't know how they pulled that off, but they did a 180 from 2018 because she's a pain in the ass in that movie. But I gotta be honest with you, like when I watched that last few 10 minutes of like kills, Karen's the one I'm rooting for. I'm like, I don't give a damn about anything else in this movie. I'm just like, I kind of hope she just takes him down. And then, we all know what comes after that. And like I said on the stream the other night when I was like probably more intoxicated than now. Well, that's the end of that. And then obviously Hunter's Moon and the end credits.
Oh yeah.
That song just hits. And it's better in the movie, by the way. There are two different versions of that song, and the movie version is way better. And if you go to my Instagram story, you'll hear like the other version. That version's not as good, but that flashback that everybody talks about, like, I thought it was, those kids are weird in that flashback. And this isn't just Halloween, like David Gordon Green, like doing this. I'm not just taking shots at him, but the way they shoot that, like when Myers just zooms out of nowhere and grabs that fucking cop and pins him against the wall.
I will say this real quick, Cody, before I forget this thought. Before I can forget, I hate to interrupt you, but I am no Brad Pitt by no means, and I wasn't the cutest, best looking child. But those are some ugly fucking kids. The Mulaney's.
I'm not trying to be a prick, but I can't disagree with you.
They're Halloween's version of the O'Doyles. Seriously,
they're fucking weird. They're weird.
Amazing
right?
that it's amazing that they found kids. They found kids that legitimately looked like late 70s ugly kids. How did they
seriously? Holy shit!
Like they really come from that time. I've seen pictures of people like that. They're all faded.
Well, I'll show you some pictures of me in the 70s, and I probably.
I mean, I'm weird, but those kids are creepy, man. And like, yeah, Pat, that's fine. I cut you off with this cat earlier. Say hi to Uncle Pat.
No, that's okay. I just had to say because they were fucking scary, man. The Mulaney's, they were some ugly kids.
They're fucking creepy.
Reminded me of the bullies in Christmas Story. He had yellow eyes. My God, he had yellow eyes.
Mulaney gets to see Hulk
Scott
up.
Farkas.
Myers Hulk up.
Scott Farkas. Sorry, why did I say McFarland?
And his crummy little toady Grover Dill.
Well, doesn't Mulaney get to see Myers Hulk up and ends, right? He starts hulking up in front of him.
Yeah, there was one of the Mulaney's is the cop.
He was coming.
That Allison dated.
But
he came.
He's glad he came. Scott Farkas, when I see him in Freddy vs. Jason, that's immediately what I think of. When he's in the tub, I'm just like, Ralphie beat your ass. Ralphie Parker beat you up. You deserve it, you fucker. So
wait, right. They were parts of Family Ugly.
So yeah,
Susan Day was hot. I'm sorry, Susan Day was hot.
Pat, I'm ashamed of myself. Scott Farkas. I don't know why I said McFarland.
I was gonna say
Scott Farkas and fucking Grover Dill.
The hell's this kid text?
But yeah, I don't know. Like they killed. Well, I mean, we're talking good. I can get into the bad later. Go ahead, Bill. Sorry,
Billy Bear.
Pretty much all the same you were saying, man. The score, the flashback. Come on, first time I watched the flashback, yeah, I literally got goosebumps. The hairs on the back of my head stood up. What hairs you're saying? But no, yeah, it's like it was amazing. Like it was the coolest fucking thing I've seen in Halloween since Halloween 2 up to that point when that flashback happened, and then. Yeah, and then again, like Davey was saying, the name of the movie is Kills. And all I kept saying before this movie came out was, the movie's called Halloween Kills. It better be brutal. Michael better be fucking some people up in this movie. And he did. It lived up to it. I mean, that what was originally supposed to be, I thought it was a kill with that light bulb in the lady's neck. That was like my favorite kill. That was brutal. I loved it. Just stabbing them knives in that guy's back. Oh, man.
Sandra has 9 lives, so you're fine.
Don't get me wrong. There's tons of bad stuff in this movie too, but the stuff that I like in this movie, I love. You know, it's like so good. And again, on repeated watches, I just watched it again. I didn't watch it now for this, but because I just watched it a few weeks back during the Halloween season, and the stuff that always annoyed me before didn't annoy me as much. You know, with each watch, it kind of gets smoother and smoother, and it just kind of I mean, there's a lot of old movies that are great movies, but they have really shitty scenes in them. You just kind of turn your brain off for those scenes. It just, you know, so that's kind of, I think, what I'm starting to do with this now too. Like The Evil Dies Tonight, that seemed like that was way more annoying when it first came out. It's still annoying. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Very
but
annoying.
it just.
Oh,
It
we're
doesn't
getting there.
seem to weigh on it bother me as much as it did. But I mean, I and then of course, like I said, my favorite guy returns for one cameo. She was my number one best babysitter. So there's a lot of good things.
One of my favorite lines. Is that asshole kid that lives next to us? I love that.
And check this out: of all the Halloween shirts I own so many from the first movie, the second, the third, even a couple from the fourth. The only one from the new trilogy I own. Halloween Kill.
You don't have a Halloween 5 shirt? That's not cool.
That's true. I have a Kill shirt. I don't have a 2018 or an Ends. That's true.
So Cody's gonna
Wait,
go.
Cody, is he drumming again?
I'm taking the headset off this time.
Okay.
There you go.
Quiet,
That's the solution,
everybody.
right?
I'm gonna be back.
Quiet on the set.
We'll see you later.
Okay.
Have a good
So
piss.
say Brady Bear.
The common stuff. Like flashbacks is big, right? There's no doubt. That's a must. Everybody would say that. Obviously the movie being called Halloween Kills, this is probably Chris Nelson's best work as from an effects standpoint in the trilogy. Easily.
For sure.
Like Cameron's death is awesome. Just the brutality of Cameron's death. I think that might be my favorite death of the whole series because of what he does to him. It's that good to me. And then Marcus, of course, with the whole knife in the car. Love that stuff.
My number 2 kill.
This movie had, out of the trilogy, I think this has the best poster. I'm a poster guy. Most of you guys probably know that. This has the best poster where you kind of see like flares of the fire in the mask. They probably could have done something a little bit, but like Pat, what are we talking about? How the mask should have been centered, right? So then they kind of do like a full circle.
That was the thing that bothered me the most about the posters, because you know we're
going one way.
We're collectors. Like the first one, he's facing this way. Then the Kills, he's facing this way, and then they came to Ends, he's facing this way again. Well, why don't you have Ends look straight and then Ends? And so when you display the three, they're sort of like the way the thumbnail is. The thumbnail is a picture that's been online. It's a famous one. They all put them together. And I'm like, why didn't you fucking do that? It's like, think about the collectors.
Should have been mooning Halloween Ends.
You know, I guess the only other thing I'll bring up about the good stuff. No, didn't hear anything.
Thank you,
This
Brady.
movie, obviously, we all know this was lost by a year because of the pandemic. If you remember when they announced it, they showed a teaser. And I thought the teaser was outstanding. It was just right. And unfortunately, the full trailer kind of was a different story. They showed a ton. So I love the teaser. If you go back and watch that teaser, I think it's a very effective teaser trailer. So that's what I got for my good stuff.
Very nice.
You think, Joey?
Okay. Well,
see, Joey went to pee and she turned the camera off.
By the way, wasn't Sandra at the bar, guys, at age 45? The cemetery lady? She was at the bar, right?
Yeah, she was at the bar. She was at the bar doing shots with my wife.
Yeah.
No shit.
Joey.
I'm kind of hoping Cody takes. Cody, I'm really kind of hoping you take your phone with you into the bathroom next time.
Oh, Jordan.
Hey, we're in
Yes,
public,
I'm
buddy.
going.
Do that.
I don't know if I want
Set
to
it up like you're doing the pull-ups.
I'm
I
out.
saw your Instagram video. There we
Dude,
go.
I
So-
feel like Miss Kathy's watching this.
I'm out.
I feel like Pat's wife's watching this.
Oh, she's
Why are you
definitely
hanging
not
out with
watching
this-
this.
Oh,
She-
My
God.
wife is upstairs. My wife is upstairs with a bag over her head in shame. She's like, I don't
Okay.
know
Cody,
what this is.
we've been through more
Every
than
Sunday
worse
night.
than that.
She just
Yes,
walks past
Joe.
and look at me and be like,
She's like, why are you hanging out with this fucking guy?
She's upstairs riding the pickle train.
Oh god.
Hey,
I wish. I'm gonna bye, guys. If it is. No, so true story. So at age 45, me and Brett are on the age 45, the Horror's Hallowed Ground tour, and my wife's texted me. She's like, "Oh, I'm at the bar." I'm like, "Okay," and she met up with Joe and his lovely wife, Mary Beth, and she's like, "I'm doing shots." I'm like, oh, "Okay, great." Now I'm just whatever because we're still. I'm like, "Who are you doing shots with?" And she's like, "Diva." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Diva?" I'm like, "Diva Tyler." And that's Sandra. She's like, "Yeah, black lady. We're hanging out doing shots." I'm like, "Really?" And then she's like, "I'm doing," and we're having drinks with Tyler. I'm like, "Tyler, man." My wife is hanging out with all these Halloween people at the bar, drinking and doing shots. And they probably loved her because she has no fucking clue who they are or what's going on in any of this stuff. Right, Joe? Because she was hanging out with all you guys. Joe was there. He knows. And that's how we ended up at dinner with Ken Faree. Because I think he had the hots from my wife and his wife.
Amazing.
Quite honestly, I think he wanted the sandwich.
Brady bumped out.
No,
Yeah,
I
we were
gotta
just
plug
the,
in my
The
charger.
add-ons. We were just the add-ons.
okay.
Yeah, Joe.
So, I'm not trying to be facetious, but I've been trying to think of a good thing about this film as all of you have been talking. And I cannot stand this movie.
Really?
It's
Not even the
so-
flashback?
Are you talking?
No.
Are you talking about kills?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
so
Okay.
cringy to me. If I had, I mean, I love Michael's mask. I like Michael, right? Like I love Michael's mask. I'll go with that. I like Kyle Richards. I like her scene. And then the only other thing, I like the costume design. If I really had to pick something, even from the 78 flashback, the costume design's great. I think they look great. I think it's shot great. I like Michael. The dialogue throughout this whole movie is so atrocious to me, and I genuinely don't like a single character. I cannot stand them.
Damn.
You don't even like the flashback. Wow.
Damn.
I can't blame her. We'll get to
I
that
just-
later.
I like things about the flashback. I think they did it well. I think it was shot well. I love the way Michael looks. The non-Hawkins actor, he looks like a cop. I work with a lot of cops. He looks just
True.
like a cop. So I liked him, but the dialogue again with Loomis saying like, "Tell me, did he kill again?" or whatever. It's like what? What?
That was a bad
Say
lie.
that?
We're getting to the bad.
Yeah, that was a bad lie.
I've been hugging. Kill again.
Yeah, but
Michael Kelligan.
yeah, it's stupid.
Michael could have been thrown
So,
from the bus.
I can't
He
wait for
sounded
her
more
to
like Chris
unleash on the
Jericho.
negative.
If I
You stupid
Did
idiot.
Michael
Ever.
ever?
You sanctimonious son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Wow. I mean,
Did
I
you
would have
like
said
ends more than kills, Joey?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh no,
Oh.
I can't go there.
I think you're all fucked in the head.
And I don't like ends that much. But
There we go.
I cannot stand this movie. I would never say that Resurrection's a better movie because that movie is terrible. But the
I'll
dialogue in
fucking say
Resurrection
it.
is the
Fucking
same
not.
fucking dialogue in this movie. And I rewatched it today, and it gets harder to watch every time I watch it. It's
I think
so
you're throwing all your
cringy.
worst stuff out there now. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll wait. I'll save it.
That's okay.
You're good. No, you're fine.
Well, quick.
Stop.
Hey, Joey,
You say
could've
good.
just
What
said
did you say
skip.
good? What's good? What's a good point?
The costume design is great. They really got those 1970s cop jackets.
Now I just feel like you're being sarcastic.
And you didn't like Big John and Little John, huh?
I cannot stand Big
poster
John and
was
Little
good.
John, and I'll get to
Oh, gaysist.
What,
You didn't like the chase with
what about the
Kyle
house?
Richards?
You
Did
know.
the Myers house look perfect?
Myers. Okay, Pat. Myers' house looked
There you go,
much
folks.
better
She has
than the
one
Myers'
good
house
thing
in
to
Halloween
say
5.
about
The
Halloween.
one and only great suspense scene with Kyle Richards, Lindsay being chased across that bridge with Michael. He didn't like that part, huh? Dang.
So I don't want to get into my negatives, but I will say there's not very many, but the suspenseful parts of this movie are all undercut by some stupid fucking humor that I don't need. So the Kyle Richards part, great. I love it. And I actually like the light bulb stabbing the chick in the neck and then killing her husband. Great. Those are good scenes. They had a couple good scenes.
I'm just curious. Have you ever watched any of David Gordon Reed's other stuff?
Here.
Or no?
No.
Like any of his other work?
Nope.
Wow.
Pat, can I add this? I'm sorry, I forgot this.
There's a couple good things, Joey.
Big John I like. Little John, a couple of things were okay. But I like Big John, not so much Little John. I'm sorry, I should have added that before, but
Yeah, but Little John's the only guy that got
John.
to get killed twice by Michael Myers.
who was it? Was it Scott MacArthur?
Thank you,
'cause
Leanna.
I watched him in El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie. He was really good in that. The guy that played Big John. But
Big John.
yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. Al.
Oh my God!
Oh no, that's all good. I mean,
Got a cat in his mouth?
No, the thing that I think they got right was it lived up to its name. So Halloween Kills had a total of 31 kills in the film, which is surpassed every other film in the franchise. I think the runner up is like Rob Zombie's first Halloween. It was 22 kills in that one. So I mean, I love the fact that they lived up to the name, they lived up to the brutality, and
the right number.
Kill Candy.
That was going to say, was it literally 31 kills?
Yeah, 31 kills. Yeah, 31.
Wow,
kills.
Halloween.
So yeah, that's what I feel like.
Joey.
I think that's what they got right, is they lived up to its name. So can't hate on that.
Very cool. All right. Now, I don't know if I should go take a piss first for this because this might be a long segment.
Turn your mic off.
Say your piece first.
Yeah, don't mute it though.
I live in the woods. I'll be outside taking a piss. I'm going to be watering Mother Nature. I walk outside and I'm in the wilderness, so I'll just be pissing outside. Like I tell everybody when they come to my house and for my parties and stuff, where's the bathroom? I say, if you're a man, the world is your urinal. Pick a tree.
Right.
There you go. So for me, all right, just to do it quickly, the worst part, the bad parts, obviously the hospital scenes, I could completely do it without any of it. Like I say, to this day, when I watch it, I'll just fast forward through the whole hospital shit. Like there's really no redeeming value in there. I mean, you have Charles Cyphers in there for fan service, and his dialogue is absolutely cringeworthy. Sheriff Barker is a complete buffoon during this whole thing. I find it, unless these people in Haddonfield do not have vision plans, how do you fucking look at this short, fat, bald guy like me and mistake me for Michael Myers? Because you got to remember, it's still it's supposed to be 2018. It's not supposed to be the 70s. So
right,
there would be pictures of Myers everywhere. 2018 has the internet. You can Google a fucking picture of him. How do you mistake this short, fat penguin guy as Michael Myers?
Yeah.
It was so. Now I did say this when I did one of the streams. Now, if you remember in 2018, when Lumpy and his dad first encountered the bus and they almost hit a guy, that guy could have passed for Michael Myers. The one patient, go back to that, watching that scene, he looks like he could be Michael Myers. Like that guy would have been the guy to pull out of this. And then maybe there would have been a little confusion that I can get, but I mean, it's just complete opposites. That's like mistaking me for like fucking Brad Pitt or fucking Hulk Hogan. It's like, seriously? That guy over there? Go get your glasses cleaned.
Pat, you're my Hulk Hogan.
I love you. That's why.
He actually looked a lot like.
That's why I was in your mouth.
Cody Snyder looks like right now.
You are kind of sexy though.
It's sexy. I give that aura to everybody but my wife, unfortunately. So, aside from the hospital, the only other things the whole scene at the end, the whole mob thing with Myers, that was bad. I mean, Myers is supposed to be lurking. He's not supposed to be out in the open like that. He's not supposed to be in a mob situation.
Thank you.
I don't understand that. I mean, yeah, he the whole speech while this is happening, as he kills, he transcends and like he's superhuman. It's like, no, Myers is stalking. The original intent of him was no rhyme or reason. He's like an animal. An animal is a predator. An animal does not just stand in the middle of a street. He's going to stalk you. That's the way Michael Myers was always supposed to be. So that whole scene at the end, like, I get it. The kills are amped up. There were some cool kills. Didn't buy that at all. So basically that part, the whole hospital scene could go. And that's pretty much all the negatives for me, which is unfortunately is probably a little more than half the film that I have problems with. So that's what I have to say about that. What about you, Davey?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Tivoli stuff. Like I said, it's just the kind of grimness that I don't want from my Halloween movie. Yeah, Hawkins and Laurie talking to each other doesn't really go anywhere. I think that the biggest issue, I can totally see what Joey's saying about the dialogue, because there's a lot of like repeated dialogue, and it seems like it's almost written into the script that way because it happens so much. So I don't think that the actors would improvise that many and then they would use those takes. How many times does Tommy repeat something? He says something and then says it again. That to me seems more of like on the writing than on the performer. I would have liked if
I'm sorry, just everybody knows this scene. The part that really set me over the edge was when he's running. Like, Tommy, go get him. And as he's running, it's like he forgot his line. And he's like, okay, I'll get him. Oh, and evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
He's rusty.
Like,
baby.
Fucking
Evil dies tonight.
He's rusty.
I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
Every time he says something, he's like, I'm gonna grab a huckleberry and it's gonna be night night. And then he goes,
Go back to
night.
Shermer.
Like he's looking at the camera, and then there's all sorts of instances. I think that it would have been nicer. It would have been better for the story if Tommy had a little more like something to do, if he was a little more capable. Then I think like the fact that he doesn't make it through the whole thing would have been a bit more heartbreaking, but they didn't really like earn that from us. So I think there was a missed opportunity there for sure. And I would have liked it honestly if Michael died in this movie. When I did my whole how to make it better, the first thing I would have done is I would have called Halloween 2018 Halloween Kills. And then I would have called this movie Halloween Ends. And I would have had Michael literally be torn limb from limb by the mob. And then somebody comes up and picks up the mask, and we find out in the next movie that it's Corey, right? And he was already introduced in that, first movie. Because it's weird, because David Gordon Green says it's a sequel to Halloween 2018 is a sequel to Halloween. So that means that Kills really is the end of the trilogy, and Ends is the beginning of a new story. Ooh. So it's all kind of odd that way. I think they should have told the story that way, where 2018 is the middle chapter. What we're talking about now, Halloween Kills, is actually the end, and it's called Halloween Ends. Michael is gone, done and dusted, and then it can become the next. They can become the copycat thing. So yeah, I think that Kills. I'm going to echo what Bill said, though. To me, the stuff that works for me in this movie, it really fucking works. Like maybe my favorite version of Michael. He's got that childlike wonderment when he's sticking all the knives in Duder, and just brutal, and I don't know, so awesome, so much better than the way. Well, and it's so much better than the way that Rob Zombie handled the brutality. So I think that it shows like a nice little touch there. That's something that you have to have a touch with. And yeah, I totally get what you guys are saying. You don't want to see him in the mob. You don't want to see him like all that kind of stuff. But I do think it's okay for the character to sort of progress, especially since like, we didn't see the Haddonfieldians do that before either. So it's sort of just a natural progression. But yeah, this movie, the dialogue really drops the ball. Yeah. Other than Big John and Little John, top-notch stuff.
Oh, I disagree so much.
Oh, you'll have your turn, young lady.
My mom kept bees before she died.
What do you say, Jordan? Since you took your pants off, let us know.
What was in that honey? Yeah, I mean, Davey kind of covered the whole shebang, really. To be honest with you, there wasn't as much.
Jesus, Cody, I'm 52. I haven't peed that much yet.
No, I'm just
Every time I talk, Cody
protein,
interrupts me
Cody?
one way or
Is that the
another.
protein?
He gets up to take a
Little
piss
bit.
every time you talk.
It's every time that Jordan has the floor. Cody's like, this fucking guy.
I'm going to
out.
fucking piss. Yeah.
Davey, did he do that on your
Chips.
channel? Did he do that on your channel? Did he leave?
No, and if he did, he'd be banned for life.
Okay, Jordan.
So, yeah, whatever I was saying, Davey. Yeah, I really, yeah, not a lot that I didn't like in this movie, to be honest with you. There's a lot of good things. Of course, the hospital, chomp, 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 Cody, chomp, chomp.
He's pissing when you're talking. He's chewing on. He's eating now.
Did he use his
He's
phone?
trying to get
eat
back at
it?
me
He
for
did,
something.
didn't he?
I'm
We'll have
not
to boot
sure
him if he
what
starts
yet,
rubbing
but
one
I'll
out.
figure it out. If he starts
I love
rubbing
you,
one
brother.
out, I'm rubbing one out for sure. I'm gonna rub
I'm
two
sorry,
out.
Decker. I love you, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
That starts happening. You're gonna see that little screen go gray on mine, and I'm
I
out
did
of
put on pants tonight, Ryan, because I am going to get up and take a piss in a minute. Nobody needs to see that.
That's what's happening.
Nobody. Oh, and
I'm so
I just
sorry,
public
Decker.
service announcement. But before Jordan continues, public service announcement. So we're streaming this obviously on my channel, and we're streaming it on Davey's channel. So for those on Davey's channel that never watched this before, we're like we've been compared to the Dollar General version of TSL podcast. So just so you understand, that's why.
And
There's no rules here.
Jewish
There's no
version.
rules at all.
Sorry,
As-
Death Squad. We're so
As,
sorry.
as Darren usually says, oh no, if it's gonna get raunchy, go to Pat's channel. That's where the raunchy shit is. Don't
Yeah,
do that here.
You're the R-rated version.
And
This
he's
is where you
usually
could say,
that's me.
cunt, you're the cunt right there.
We're
The
NC-17.
The British have never quite learned how to relax, have they?
Although, all right, because Darren tends to watch. Usually, he tells me he listens to the podcast on the way to work. Usually, because he's already asleep. So he's not as interested to think. Go party with him like we partied with him at age 45. He likes to party, that guy. I'll just
I'd
leave it
love
at
to.
that.
I'll have to wait for age 50. I'll save it all up for then.
Like I said,
Put it
right?
this
And
way,
Joey
you'll
will
never
test
hear
me because
Darren-
Joey was the last one up with us, hanging out with us that one night. It was me, you, and Darren, right?
You'll never
Joey?
hear Darren go pee with his microphone on.
I feel like I want to watch Police Academy with
He
Joe.
won't even get up and pee.
pretending- He's
I think he's
pretending
like
to make
Bill, I can't
food
help it.
I
noises
think he's a
back
camel.
up.
I've never seen him pee. He's like a camel.
I applaud, man. It was funny. That was funny as shit.
Sorry,
Go
Jordan.
ahead, Decker.
Go
Decker,
ahead.
I love you. I'm sorry.
A sphincter says what?
He said, "Fuck you, Cody."
Fuck that Snyder kid.
The ending. The ending, both the theatrical cut and the extended, didn't care for either one really. For starters, I mean, how did Michael know how to use an iPhone? And did he have like how did he unlock Karen's phone to answer it? And yeah, it just didn't work.
Someone
for me,
around
but
there gave him lessons.
obviously,
Around here, give him lessons.
He went to the Genius Bar.
See, Liana knows because she was one of the last survivors of hanging out with us on Friday night after the nearly 5 hour stream.
Okay.
If you want to get raunchy, this is usually the channel. This is the reason why, like 99% of the time, I tell these guys, I said I'll go after the fact, and they'll say like, yeah, because Davey, you know this as a podcaster, they'll say like limited, whatever, because your channel, so it's still a little bit too raunchy of a stream, unless you've never had that. I get it on every single one. Every single one is just like, yeah, we don't think you're suitable for all the advertising.
I try not to get too raunchy, but I welcome all the raunch in the chat. Absolutely.
Can I make a detour? I'm sorry. We need to talk about this because I'm about ready.
There
to
hasn't
lose my
been one
mind.
yet.
You are
go
a
ahead.
co-host.
Bradford English, is he dead or alive?
He's dead.
Sick of this shit. He is.
He's
dead.
absolutely dead. Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
For some reason, people were, because it said John Bradford, I think it was John Bradford English, whatever his first name was. And if you look at the funeral parlor thing, like nowadays, they put your obituaries, everything's online. They don't put it in the papers anymore. I can attest to this because my mom went back in March. So everything's online. And online, if you look at it, it's got his picture on it. People are like, no. The funny thing is, everybody's like, no, Wiki doesn't say that these is internet movie database. It's like, really? Because the internet's always right.
Yeah.
I know it's true because I saw it on the internet.
Pat, the highlight of him at the first Halloween convention was him saying on the mic at the panel, "Enough of this Michael Myers bullshit." Place went nuts because he played
I wish I was there.
So, oh man, okay, rest in peace. Because I know there's been some debate about it.
He is the greatest asshole in all of slasherdom.
So
when he says,
he's gone.
"Here you go, Deborah. Just give her all our damn money."
Oh no, here he is. He's the best head explosion. There he is.
He did such a great job.
Thank
he
you
was
for
so
your
good at
service.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bradford English.
Rest in peace.
Sorry, everybody's going back and forth. Is he alive? Is he dead? So I had to make a detour.
I do want to bring this up. Kevin says there's a lot of big words used here. Awkward talent, soliloquies, bathroom drones, god awful, undesired, force-fit fan service, torturous monologues, insufferable social commentary, Christmas sweaters, evil dies. I'm assuming tonight. Nice.
Thank you.
I think he ran out of letters.
That was a lot.
Oh, so good.
2018 and kills they got wrong and ends they got right. Really? That's a hot take.
Whoa!
Toronto Freddy with the hot take.
Wow. That's seriously that's definitely a hot take.
Yeah, 2018.
I gotta add that guy as a friend on Facebook or something. I like that guy.
2018 and kills you can make as like a movie together, but then ends is like a separate entity. So okay.
I like ends on its own, because I mean we'll get there. I want everybody to say their good stuff about kills, so we get the story to say on.
Joe, stop stretching on me.
I'll tell when we get to ends. I'll tell my story. So where do we left off? Jordan said his. Cody went to the bathroom.
Cody's negatives. Is that where we're at?
Who's got the cons?
Negatives? The negatives of kills?
Of kills.
Okay, well, I'm not big on that flashback like everyone is.
And while he's giving his negatives, I'm gonna do what you did to Jordan. I'm gonna go pay.
No.
Yeah.
Well, don't
leave.
Take it over. Cody.
Okay.
I have pants on.
I'm going to take it one step further.
Cody, go.
While Cody's going, I'm going to stand up and take a shit right on my keyboard.
Whoa. Too far.
Way back.
You gotta mute that.
Joe, you want him to leave his mic on for that?
Number 2, Joey, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Number
I'll
2.
mute it at least.
New York.
And please mute it. Thank you.
Okay, Cody, you go. You.
The negatives
proceed.
of kills. Where do I start? That flashback, I'm not big on like everyone else is, because like when Michael comes out of nowhere and like slams that cop against the wall, I'm just like, why is he? And that's not just then. Okay, Cobra Kai does that, where it's like it's so hyperactive. I'm like, nobody moves like that. I'm sorry to take shots here, but I'm gonna be honest. That show was awesome in season 1. That's not gonna age well. The rest of it, nobody moves like that. Just bam. Because look at how he grabs Bob in the original, and look at how he grabs like the cop in Kills in the flashback. One looks believable.
You notice?
Yeah, one looks believable, and the other one.
Did you notice
just
when he grabs the cop though?
Cody, I thought
He's
you were going to
using the
start
rope?
complaining that the deputy was cheating because he was taking kidney punches to the guy.
But
Yeah,
dude,
he's using the rope that he supposedly stole from the hardware store in the first movie.
He
in that
looks
scene.
like he looks like like Doak says in Dexter, like a lizard skating. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. It looks like a lizard skating on ice. Nobody moves like that fast. He's just like, he's just got him pinned. Like nobody moves like that. It's not believable. The way they shoot stuff these days, it's too hyperactive.
Dude, the deputy's 2 punches though were so good.
The pacing throughout the movie, the pacing. Thank you, Bill.
Here we go, Bill singing.
Oh no, none of that. Not yet. Let's get to the movies first.
But like the pacing throughout the movie, the opposite of 2018. It's disorienting, man. It made me feel like I wasn't drinking shit watching this movie. I woke up with a hangover. I didn't drink shit when I was watching this movie. It's just back and forth. That hospital scene is way too drawn out. And I'm just like, I don't care about this. Cameron, I'm glad he bit it because he sucks. Like I'm glad he viciously killed your ass, but it was like too hyperactive to enjoy. Although he did twist it, and, so he gets to face up. He places them so he like Cameron and Lonnie, so they're facing each other. That's thank you. That's polite. But the way it's done, it's like, sorry, is my mic still working? Okay, cool.
No, you're good.
Dude, there's so much wrong with that movie. I'm telling you, it's just like, why is this here? That hospital scene, was it Pat or Bill earlier that said that hospital scene that is way too drawn out?
Oh,
yeah. No, that's spot on. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel bad for this character, but overall, I don't care about this. I just, I feel like a dick for knocking it, but like, I gotta be honest. The only thing I cared about. I like Big John. I like Karen, and I like Hunter's Moon. And other than that, like everything else, pretty much sucked in this movie.
There you go.
I feel like I had a hangover, and I wasn't drinking. So there you go.
Joey,
I say Bill in the center square.
Mr. Bill.
Bill in the center square. Mr. Bill.
He's the Guilford Godfrey.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, there's. I mean, for as much as I love about this movie, there's just as much that I don't like about this movie. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of shit in it. The hospital, come on, it's terrible. No one wants to see that. Evil dies tonight. That sucks. But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think what else I don't like. I mean, the Big John and Little John thing. At first, I didn't like them. On repeated watches, I kind of like. All right, I like how they try and scare the kids away and all that kind of stuff. But I just remember the first time we ever watched that movie. We watched it on Peacock when it was streaming and in theaters. We had it on Peacock here, and my son's usually not really big into horror movies, but he watched the first 2018 with us. So he wanted to watch Kills with us. So we're like a family kind of laying around in the living room watching. My son's watching it. And as soon as Big John started dancing, my son didn't say nothing the whole movie. He's silent watching. He goes, that guy really needs to die bad. And he got it. He got a brutal kill, man. He, and the eyeballs going. But I get it. I get why people don't like it. But like I said, for the stuff that I don't like in it, the stuff that I do like, I love. So
and
it
is
what
it
is. I mean,
one of Big John's lines was one of the cringy dialogues too when he's telling the kids the whole story about Myers. He stabbed his sister in the fucking tits. It's like, seriously?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I like that
Joey
line.
said.
I like that.
I guess if I have kids, and I'd be like, hey, what do you say to my kids? Come on.
But it doesn't fit.
No.
Yeah, the dialogue is bad. If I held bad dialogue against every horror movie, I mean, there's not very many good dialogue back in the old days. I mean, all the dialogue was shit in the Friday the 13th movies, but you still love them. I still love them.
I agree with that.
Nice.
You're just being nice.
What do you think, Brady?
Hey, Pat. I got to get sentimental because when this movie came out, this is right around the time that, oh God, I met Pat, and then I met Joe. Oh, this is such a special time when this came out, right, Pat?
This is true. This is probably around the time we started. We started our love affair.
Yes, yes, indeed. The first and foremost thing. We talked about this. This movie really, to me, lacked suspense big time. The only time I felt like, oh wow, I'm freaking out, is when Lindsay takes off running after she's bashed him around with the rocks. That's the only time I was like, oh man. It was lacking suspense heavily. I got to go back to when they released the full trailer, and I know we're talking about the movie, but the trailer really showed way too much. That bothered me. It's something to this day, and I think we can all agree with that. The trailer was there was way too much going on in that trailer. Evil dies tonight. Come on, that's so damn important. Like that needed everything in the hospital. You wipe out everything involved in the hospital. Maybe just show the stuff with Lori. That's fine. Everything else, get rid of. And really, Brackett, some of the characters, the OG characters, were useless. The bracket.
Mhm.
Completely useless.
Bracket was
Fan
terrible.
service.
40 years ago, he killed my daughter and desecrated her body. Shut up, old
Worthless
man.
cameo.
Yeah, and it sounds like if you were watching a thing with two heads, like Sean was kind of talking about, like he couldn't, like he had trouble. He hadn't done any movies in a while. They ended up just kind of killing him earlier than they thought. I was like, really? So, but yeah, it's. Yeah, those are my big things. What's going on? Who is that? Is that Cody laughing?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, and I know I might be the minority on this. I wanted to see Michael pick up that. I wanted to see her to pick up what's her name's phone, the daughter's phone, and
Karen?
just pick it up like Karen's
Karen's
phone,
phone.
like and have like that OG moment from the original. Where he's picking up and just looking
That's
at
what
it.
it was intended to be. That was
That
the
would've
moment
been
it was
cool.
supposed to be.
And I know a lot of people
And then
didn't
he
want to see
shoots a
that.
TikTok.
Well, didn't they shoot that in like they left it out?
I don't know if they shot it or not. Maybe you guys. I don't.
I thought they shot that.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think
thought
I
it was,
watched it.
The hardest thing
Yeah,
for
me
me
too.
is
I
like
think it was a deleted scene.
that scene would have been good, like if she had like not like a flip phone, because I couldn't see Michael grabbing it, flipping it, and hitting.
Oh yeah.
I know,
That's
but
what
What's
killed
up,
it
babe?
for me.
But
She would
it
do it
had-
like a flip phone
Pat, how
one.
did he learn how to drive? So who cares? Is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I-
someone around here gave him lessons.
Yeah,
bet he can do
Michael's
it
like,
He seemed
wow,
to be doing
phone
very good last
technology.
night.
He's like, oh,
Come
I learned
so
how to
far
drive.
in
Nobody
40
did.
years.
And other than that,
If
I'm
Lori
sorry,
was
Hawk,
calling from her or if she was calling Lori's cell phone, or Lori was calling from her cell phone to call her daughter, and Michael picked up, and it was like a FaceTime, it would have been amazing if she looked at her phone
Yeah.
and he's just
Oh,
holding
God.
right
That
down
should
his
He's just
wang.
looking at it.
Jordan, they're redoing scary. They're doing another scary movie. They should do that. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
A scary
Trick or
movie.
treat.
And
you
Michael's
piece of
like,
shit.
now what button do I press to get the
Trick or treat.
Treat. Is it okay? Is it me?
Motherfucker.
Didn't Hawkins have his legs ran over in 2018?
Yeah.
Yes, he was
Moving pretty
completely
well.
ran
A
over.
lot of them got run over. Yeah.
Yeah, Sandra's got a freaking light bulb through her throat. She's got 9 lives. It's just like, But anyways,
How's that, Brett?
You
You
got her.
don't, hey,
I
Brett.
don't know he kills that she's still alive.
I like that. Michael needs to eat so he can take his back pill.
Leanna,
yes.
is that
yes,
Leanna, is that the red
Total.
pill or
Another
blue
great
pill?
Christmas Vacation reference.
Joey, I got to
to
hear
eat.
it further. I know you have some
Joey?
more. Come on, I know you
That's
throw
Mr.
your
Pratt.
negative here. Joey, what
Mr.
are you
Pratt.
drinking now? What did you
Yeah.
pour?
Mr. Pratt.
This is,
Go get
this is
me my
an
stogies.
IPA from the Berthoud Brewery.
Okay,
Leanna's like, fuck
Oh,
IPAs.
here, go back. You two are not in sync. You're not in sync.
Here.
Okay,
Okay,
Pat,
Pat.
stop. Okay, let me. Okay, gotcha.
Birth
I'm gonna
out.
look this one.
I like the
Fancy
can.
cans.
By the way, Brett, when was the last time you had
Fancy
one of
cans.
these?
The beer is
Hey,
pretty
that's
cool too.
personal.
Oh, are they back out? Oh,
Little something. They're in cans now, and I haven't had this in
apologize for
forever.
that there.
Back when IPAs came out, this was like one of the hot ones that
you
everybody
got
had.
like
Oh, I could've seen
Lagunitas you
that.
could get at most places. Lagunitas.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're
Ooh,
everywhere.
Lagunitas.
I
yeah.
forgot about it for the longest time, and
Right.
Alan brought these over the other night, and he left a bunch in my fridge. I'm like,
It,
great.
They closed.
Still
They
really
closed
good.
their local tap room here in Chicago, and it just sucks. They're so good.
Really?
Anyway,
All right, when do we leave off? We had
Mine's
we had
really
great.
Joe. Are we had Joey or Joe?
Yeah.
something's here still,
Joe.
Jordan.
Hey,
Joe.
Joe.
Both Joe's,
Killing us.
both Joeys are at the bottom. Look at that.
I'll be little Joe, you be big Joe.
There you
There you
go.
go. I like that.
There we go.
So
That sounds
I'll be
about right.
Cody.
Gay couple.
That means Big
I
Joe's got to
know-
dance.
Cody and I are a gay
know
couple too,
I've,
just FYI.
I've already said a lot that I don't like about this movie. And I could go on for hours.
This will be
about
my
things I
last
don't
time
like about
on,
this movie.
I'm sure.
Jordan, stop it. Stop it.
I think the dialogue in this movie is atrocious, and the characters
Yeah.
are awful, and I do not like a single one of them. And I love to reference. So someone just said it, Kevin. You just said it in the chat. He is an apex predator. They said that in this movie. They also said in Resurrection, Michael Myers is a killer shark in baggy ass overalls. It's the same fucking dialogue. It's a terrible.
There's only one apex predator. It's Randy Orton. Come on, Cody.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
RKO. That's exactly what I was about to say. Randy Orton.
Sorry, Cody.
But with that and
Burps.
and Bill, I agree with you that there's a lot of really bad dialogue in a lot of 80s movies. The difference is I think that those movies know what they're doing, and I think Resurrection knew what it was trying to be, and Halloween Kills is trying to be this like prestige movie. When they were marketing this, Jamie Lee Curtis was like, this is a movie we'll look back on in years, and blah, blah, blah about, Black Lives Matter and all of these socio-political things. It's a slasher movie.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah, I don't need to hear it in my slasher movies.
Here's my thing. If that's what they wanted to do, they didn't even execute that correctly. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So,
I also think that's Jamie Lee Curtis's way of justifying still being in slasher films all these years later.
Trauma.
She's a producer. She has
Resurrection.
to pitch it. She makes money on the back end.
Yeah.
I mean,
Resurrection knew what it was, and it was succubus.
It's awful.
Jordan, that was
so
back up in your ass with the Resurrection.
No one's gonna say that Resurrection is a good film, and I am not gonna say that, but I almost would rather watch that than this. This movie's so
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
No.
I said it.
All right, folks, that's going to do it.
She's
going to do it for me.
You're out, Pat.
Good night, everybody.
There's no way. No.
No.
Yeah.
And tell me.
If I tried again today. I did. I watched it from beginning to end. I didn't mute it. I watched the whole thing, and I just don't like how serious it takes itself, yet it doesn't deliver what it's trying to do, and it's so fucking dumb. No one talks to people the way these people talk to each other, and even Little John and Big John. Cool characters, whatever. Again, I don't need the comedy aspect in my Halloween. And they would not call each other Big John and Little John throughout the whole thing. Hey, Big John. Hey, Little John.
This
No,
knife.
they're not
I got
gonna
this
fucking
knife.
do that.
Well, Joe, I got to tell you, since I've been on the show with Pat, he's Big Pat and I'm Little Pat. And
Well, I love you two far more. Your
I've never heard that, but I'm calling you Little
Brett.
Pat from now on.
Brett.
It's only because I have a friend named Patrick. So.
But Brett, your
We found
chemistry
Mr.
with
Winky.
Pat, your guys' chemistry is more believable. It's just nothing is believable in this
we've been
movie.
intimate.
And
Then we need
I
Joe
guess
to help us subside. So.
I'll leave it with I want my Halloween to be scary. You know, I do.
Yeah,
I go
okay,
back to
okay.
the original, and I want Michael to be scary. I want him stalking. I want it to be serious. I don't want the comedic element. I don't need that comic relief. I just don't. It doesn't work for me anyway. But I don't need it. And then every tense scene, and there's not that many of them, but the few there are, they undercut it with something fucking dumb. And it's just, I do not like it. If you can't tell, I don't like this movie.
Joey, I'm curious.
yeah.
This is just. I think Pat and Joe at least know where I'm going here with this. When was the last time you watched? Well, both Zombie's films. I'm just curious.
I just watched them. They played them on AMC's Fear Fest or whatever, and I watched them.
Have you really paid attention to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 a bit? Is it really still as? Do you really despise it as much still?
I don't like it still. I know people have really come around to it. I still don't like it because I don't like the fucking white horse, and I don't like the just random screaming that's like a jump scare. I don't like that. So I think this trilogy had the opportunity to do something really good. They had the money behind it. They had talent behind it. They had all these old characters behind it, and they could have done something different, and they could have done something better, and they didn't. To me, it just failed to me. I'm not a fan of Resurrection. Please don't think I am. I'm not a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloweens, but I don't think this trilogy did the franchise anything. I would rather watch Halloween original 1, 2, 4, and 5, and 6, and H2O,
and 3.
I'll get off my soapbox here in a second, but we've already
this is
seen
good.
this. right? We've
Thank you,
already
black guy.
seen
Yeah.
this. We've already seen this in H2O. We've seen Lori come back, and she's strong, and she's already an alcoholic, and she's dealing with PTSD, and she's dealing with trauma, and she kills him. We've seen it, and then they killed her off. Like, so everyone to come back and be like, oh, this is so new and it's so fresh and gross. I'm over it.
Well, I'll say that I never used the word fresh or new because it's all been done before, all of it.
It's all been done before, and that's okay too. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, they're gonna make a Halloween movie, and I'm gonna see it because I'm a fan and I love it. And I'm gonna watch these ones again too. I just think it's a wasted opportunity, and they could have done something better.
I don't know about watching Resurrection back to back.
It's not to steal a page. I'm stealing a page. Sean Clark has said it before. These are our universal monsters for our generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yes,
Leatherface,
absolutely.
Jason. That's very.
And not every
very
Frankenstein
legit.
movie was good.
No.
True.
And Michael would be Frankenstein's monster too. I just want to throw that out there. Jason would be Wolfman, Freddy, Dracula, you know. Leatherface would probably be, you know,
Invisible
the
Man.
Mummy, the Mummy or the Invisible Man, yeah.
Oh, Invisible Man. We need a sequel to that.
Oh yeah.
It's coming, I think.
Well, that was the whole
Is it
thing.
right?
A whole year while they sat on Halloween Kills, and
Yeah.
they just kept rewriting and fucking around with ends.
Yeah.
Still better than the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
No.
Oh yeah.
Halloween 2018 is better than any movie in either of those trilogies. But yeah.
Joe, my Woodford buddy. Let's go, buddy. Let's see what you got.
Oh yeah, no,
Come on, Joe.
it's simple. It's simple for me. It's just the fact that Lori's all hugged up in the hospital. She had that emergency surgery, and she's out for the count, and you don't see her for pretty much all the movie, and that really, bugged the hell out of me. Like I don't know how you transition from kills to ends, and ends is so built up as this epic conclusion to this trilogy when she's sidelined for this movie. Like she was not full head of steam leading into ends. I felt like that was a lost opportunity. I didn't like that. I hate that she was just not part of the film whatsoever. So that's my takeaway for that.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
I don't think this movie knows what it's doing. And in the fact that they really marketed this as they are going back to the basics and Michael's a man and blah, blah, blah. And then you go to this entry and Laurie literally says, the more he kills, the more he transcends. So it's like, so what is he? So he's not just a man? So like, what are we saying here? Yeah.
Can I piggyback off that? I said this on Davey's stream when we did the H4 watch along. Even though I think it's silly, all of it, even if you want to do because Davey pointed this out, it's very true. Like they try to make that mask supernatural. Even if you do that in Halloween Kills, why didn't you have him get his ass beaten by that crowd, by that mob, Tommy's mob, with the mask off, and then have him somehow get the mask on? If you want to, though it's cartoony, at least have him get his ass kicked with the mask off, since you love taking his goddamn mask off, and then have him get the mask on to power back up, since it's Dragon Ball Z shit now.
That's what he does. That's what
I think it looks shitty though. He's getting it kicked without the mask.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. If you take the mask off and kick his ass, that's fine, and then have him power up with the mask on. That makes more sense, even with what you're doing. But it's still silly either way.
It's morphin' time.
The nonsensical socio-political shit with it is like mob mentality is no good in the hospital scene, but mob mentality is okay when you want to kill Michael. It just doesn't make any sense. What they're all over the place.
What the fuck is it doing in a Halloween movie?
And one more thing, and then I promise I'm done.
But they didn't kill Michael with the mob.
When I talk about the tense moments, and there are very few, even the last mob scene of Michael, and it's like, this is going to be a tense scene, and they're going to get, there's a fucking woman holding an iron.
Iron Maiden.
Wait, you don't bring an iron to a fight?
No, I don't. It's not
And she looked like fucking Rambo.
Maybe she was there. Maybe she was there to press his jumpsuit because it's been wrinkled as fuck.
There was somebody in the background with a banh mi sandwich too.
Well,
they sound good.
It's not even plugged in, so like, don't undercut what you're trying to make tense with something fucking stupid. No, it doesn't.
Are we sure it wasn't plugged in? There may have been a extension cord.
I looked.
There's
no extension cord. No generator.
Extension cord.
No.
We don't
They
know
did
for
seem
sure.
like they were running in 6 different directions at once in that movie. I'm just like, what is going on? Where are we going with this?
We got to ask Sean
who are-
Clark.
who
Next
are
time we
we
see him,
on?
it says, anybody ever brought an iron to get signed now? By the Halloween
I thought he said they did do that. I think he said they did do that.
I
think so.
I forgot to ask him. I have to ask him next time.
I have a spare one. I would do it.
Because that's a famous thing. Like there's like memes all over. They call her the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield.
Nice. All right. So hold on. I got to update my thing here in 1 second. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Because now we're going to move into very sketchy territory.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
I have to pee, but I'm gonna mute myself.
Thank you.
Oh, come on.
Cody
We've been waiting for that all night.
He's like, I want to hear a pee. It makes a different sound when you sit.
Perv alert. It's the only kink I have.
I need a subscription for that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that's your son. I keep thinking that's Terrence sitting there with that mask on.
So that's what we always say. That's why we always say
same
it's
sound.
Joe's son.
We heard that same sound when
my
Cody
boy.
went because he was definitely sitting.
Which reminds me, he never texted me to say he got back to school. I'm gonna break his balls.
Only
He was
two
doing a
people.
handstand.
What happened to Brady? Look at him.
This is
He's got
terrifying.
his Art the Clown. Yeah.
He's got his Elton John glasses on.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's starting to sing on some yellow brick.
Yeah.
Sorry,
How's the
Terrifier
chat-
3 is good. I like it.
How's the chat doing? How do you like dealing with us lunatics?
They're,
Hey, it can't be any worse than
they're
Friday
doing
night.
great.
Cody, what do you eat?
This
Some
is
tortilla
way
chips?
more subdued than Friday night or Wednesday night.
What are you eating? Some tortilla chips?
Here we go. Best
Oh, the
movie
Cool Ranch
series.
Doritos. We have an ornament with the Cool Ranch Dorito bag.
Dude, I got the munchies right now, man.
All right, so
Num 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 num
that's
num num.
Bills. Now we turn to the good stuff.
You saying
Yeah.
it wasn't good before?
Well, I should say the crazy stuff. Halloween ends. So for
Oh,
me,
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Halloween
gonna
ends.
keep it short and sweet. Short and
All right,
sweet.
so we're going to talk about the good stuff first. The good stuff for Halloween Ends is when I saw it, it pulled me in because I was actually invested in the story even before Myers showed up. The story is I saw this with my daughter. My daughter is sitting there. So mind you, it came out exactly 40 years after Halloween 3. I was in the theater in Halloween 3 back in '82, and I was just like, half hour in, like me and my friends like, where the fuck is Michael Myers? Are we in the right fucking theater? And here I am watching the ends 40 years later with my daughter, and like 40 minutes later, she's like, 40 minutes into, Dad, I'm like, what? She's like, where's Michael Myers? I go, I have no fucking clue. And then he shows up, and I've had people say, Dave McRae said this, like, he almost ruined the film because I enjoyed what they were doing with this. And then Michael showed up, and it just made it weird. So I don't know what they were thinking. It's not a horrible film. The things about it I like is I do like, I like the way it looks. It still looks like it's part of the trilogy. You know, it does seamlessly affect that. The only good things, I do like the mask. The burnt mask is cool as fuck. I do like the burnt mask.
It's my favorite.
The moss mask.
Yeah, I do like it. Although remember the first version of the Trick or Treat one that came out looked like somebody freaking, it was like a bukkake mask.
Every single version that Trick or Treat Studios made was different.
Remember the
though.
first one that came out? I'm like, oh god, this is a little
They
creepy
were all
for me.
different.
So the mask was good. The pacing on it is actually not bad. I love the music in it. I mean, I was floored when they started playing freaking Dead Kennedys when they were in the bar. I was like, holy shit, it's the Dead Kennedys. And my daughter's like, Dead who? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What else was good in this that I liked? Trying to think about it now.
Yeah,
that might be it. There's not much in here I like. This isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not a horrible film. It's just not what I would have done. This is not what you do. Iconic franchise like this. It's not what you do to end it. This would have been a good, like I said, this would have been a good part of a Halloween anthology, sort of in the vein of what Carpenter wanted to do, where somebody's possessed by Myers. He's obsessed. He does sort of the Ray Burns, like in Friday 5, where he took on the persona of Jason. That I can see, but it wasn't there. So that's pretty much all I like about it. I have
Cody
to say
again.
So. I'll pass the torch.
Nice. Cody going to.
There goes Cody again.
Crunch one out.
Bridge.
You got a great fan, Cody.
I just went to the bridge.
Cody, you need a subscription.
Yeah. Tinklecam.com.
We'll tiptoe there.
Cody needs an OnlyFans?
Yes.
All I do is show my nipples. I already flashed my nipples on the show.
For Cody, it would be more like
they just want your audio, Cody. They just want your audio.
Like trying to phrase it, Corey's kills are brutal, but the thing is, the kills are great, but they're not Myers. It's not Myers.
That's pretty much is though. Yeah. Pretty much is. Yeah. I don't know. I love this movie. I think it's I don't know. I go back and forth. Is this my second favorite in the franchise, or is it 2018? Because I just think this movie it looks beautiful. It arguably has the best soundtrack out of the David Gordon Green films for the score, and not only the score, but I think the pop songs they use, as well as like the Cramps and the Dead Kennedy stuff, is really good. I usually don't care for pop music, but if it's like placed well in a movie, for some reason it just seemed to fit the whole vibe. I think Annie Matichak puts in her best performance of the trilogy here, so that's awesome. She seemed to get better as the movies were going on. She's got way more to work with here. I totally buy her relationship with Corey, because they've both been on opposite sides of some like wacky ass bullshit in this tiny little town. I totally get what everyone says about it being like it would have been better as the launch for a new series, and I agree with that. And if you don't like the story in this movie, then that's totally fair. I think the film is very well made. When I went in to go see it, I knew what to expect, because David Gordon Green was very upfront about, hey, there's this new character, Corey Cunningham. He sort of works with Michael. The film is going to be heavily reliant on this guy. So when I went into the movie, I was fully ready for something different. And then they show the font and color from the Halloween 3 opening credits for the credits on this film, and I was like, well, that guarantees it. So if you walk into that movie and you think you're getting something that's run-of-the-mill Halloween, then that's your fault, is sort of the way that I see Halloween Ends. And I'm, how many movies are there where Michael just does the Michael thing? There's plenty of them. Half of them are that way in the series, and they're good. They're fine. They exist. Halloween Ends doesn't take those movies away. I think Halloween Ends is, I don't know. Maybe it's just all about a vibe. I really feel it. I like the performances. I think Rowan Campbell's really good here as well. And yeah,
his
like I said,
I'll give him that.
I would have rather had this be the next chapter to kick something new off, of course. But looking at it as its own film, like, I think it's really damn good. I really like Halloween Ends.
I don't hate it as a film. I hate it as a Halloween film.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Interesting.
It'll be really cool to see what people say. The people that didn't grow up like watching all the other ones, like the kids that were born like within 5 years of when it came out, what they're going to think of this movie when they see it without those expectations.
right.
Now in trouble.
That's a good point, buddy. That's a good point.
Hey, Frank.
No, that's neighbor Mike.
But is it worse than Scream? Is it worse than Scream, Frank?
I'm gonna say the next roundtable discussion is gonna be Scream, and we'll have Frank on.
I love you, Frank.
Ooh.
All right.
Halloween Ends is kind of a Scream movie.
Oh,
it is. It's a whodunit.
One last thing that I do really love.
Don't start.
Once Corey has the outfit on and he goes to the radio station and he kills, and he goes to the junkyard and kills, like me. That's Michael. Like, for all intents and purposes, I'm watching Michael, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
I like that.
That's
it. Right.
That's awesome.
Jordan,
I like.
All right, Cody, time for you to go take a pee.
Now,
Everybody else, go take a pee. It's
When
fine.
you talk, it kind of makes me want to pee now.
Davey's gonna go take a pee instead.
Davey's standing up. He's getting all
There
intense
goes.
up after.
He's out.
There must be something about your voice, Jordan, that just makes him have to go.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I should have sent a message to everybody that says, if Jordan's getting ready to say something, everybody get up and pee.
Bring a mason jar.
It's clear, but it is what you think it is.
You've just
Those
drank
comments
a
in the
lot,
chat
that's all that
just
means.
like halt.
I love that. Harlem Shakes in the movie. That's nice.
So we're on good for Halloween
Good,
ends, right?
good events.
Okay. Halloween ends.
The good of it.
The good.
Michael, I really liked Michael's look in this movie. I really liked it a lot. I actually watched this and Halloween Kills last night, and I noticed something that I'd never seen before when the cop, what's his name, Doug Mulaney, he's in the cave, brings his flashlight up, and he's looking, and he sees something on the wall, looks like a face, like in the stone. As he brings his flashlight around, you see Michael in the background, like in like a sub cave, just like sitting there, like waiting on him. I never seen that part before. Like I somehow I totally missed it. But when I watched it last night, and something's fucking up. All right, I'm back.
T-Pain.
Somehow I had never seen it before, so I rewound it, watched it again. I was like, "Holy shit! How did I miss that?" Like, it was so subtle, but right there in your face too. And I was like, "That is so good." And then, yes, yeah, fuck you, Grief.
Fuck you, Grief.
It's supposed to be an inside joke.
No, he just say, "Here, show your tits." Remember the movie? And
show Grief your fucking tits.
Stupid line from Lori.
I do like Leona's suggestion.
We'll get back to the bad. We'll get back to the bad.
Option of,
But going back to the good. Ultimately, Michael was the best in this film. As far as, I mean, he wasn't. It took like 43 minutes, I think, or so, for him to even appear. But really, I really enjoyed him. There was some character development, not enough for a lot of the new characters that they introduced, but let's see. Cody, you go. I'll pee this time.
3 words. 3 words. The only thing I cared about in this movie. 3 words. Blue Oyster Cult. At the very end. That's it. Blue Oyster Cult. That's it. Go ahead, Bill.
All right.
I'm dead serious too.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bill.
Like you guys said before, it is a well-made movie. It is a good-made movie. I do like the intro a lot. How it resembles Halloween 3. That was very cool. And that opening scene. The opening scene is my favorite part in the entire movie, where he's babysitting that brat kid, and he kicks the kid, and the kid falls, and he fucking hits his head, and they show it all, and fucking dies. I was like, holy shit. I mean, that got me going. Like, oh, man, what are we watching here?
Dude.
Yeah. When he snapped up in the back,
that little
fucker
got what he had
coming there for me.
Love it. I laughed so hard when
that was insane. That was insane. That actually inspired me on my music video I was filming at the time. So I really took a lot out of that opening scene. So I got to give that credit to that. But I did like the story with Corey. I did like that. Didn't like it as the ending trilogy for Halloween Ends. For what it had, it seemed like it was just a complete different movie. It had nothing to do with the other two. Had it been its own thing, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. I would have enjoyed it more if Michael wasn't even in the movie. You know, if it was just Corey kind of mimicking what Michael did or something like that, like an offshoot movie. You know, I think it would have been a much better film. But overall, I mean, there's not a whole lot. There were some good kills. There were some good kills too. I don't remember him as much. I remember him killing a kid with the blowtorch in the mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
You could see I have barely watched this movie. I watched it twice. I watched it the day it came out. Again, Peacock streaming at home, watched it. And then I was able to, you had it for like 24 hours. So I rewatched it the next day because I did not like it the first time. I did like that opening scene and I did not like much else beyond that. So I rewatched it the next day thinking, all right, I got to rewatch this. Maybe I just missed something. Maybe I wasn't in a good mood last night or something. I really didn't care for it the second time either. So I haven't watched it since. I've seen it 2 times, you know, the first 2 days it was out and I never rewatched it. Kind of like Resurrection, in my opinion. You know, a much better movie than Resurrection. Don't get me wrong, much better movie. But just those are the 2 least movies I've seen in the entire franchise.
A lot of people that I feel do not like this movie have only seen it once or maybe twice, and I felt kind of the same way when I first saw it. But the more I watch it, the more I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it like a half dozen times.
The nurse is good to go. She's good to go.
It felt a lot more like people were saying after the fact, after I had watched those 2 times, people were like, man, it was just a Christine reunion. And, oh my God, it does. It feels a lot more like a Christine remake than anything. It felt a lot.
His name is Cunningham.
Movie Christine.
His name is Cunningham.
Yeah, a lot of it felt like Christine, you know. But again, I like the story. I like what could have been. What could have been was very enticing, but I mean, I hated Laurie. I will get to the hated parts. Yeah, I'll save that because there's a lot more I hated than I liked about this movie. But that's probably about it. The beginning, you had me, and they lost me.
I gotta tell you, this movie probably has the best ice-breaking quote in the whole entire series, with the stepdad or whoever is saying to him, "I hope you find love." That was just
hope you find love.
All right. Now, Brett, why don't you go ahead?
The guy's watching Hard Target. He's watching Hard Target on his computer.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. He's watching Hard Target, one of the greatest Van Damme John Woo movies ever, in my opinion. Sorry.
John Woo, Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
Woo. What do you say, Brady?
So, I think, Jordan, you kind of said it before. Like, this is the best look to me, all around mask and appearance of this trilogy for me. I just think it aged very well. I enjoyed that. This movie really needed, if you could have made maybe 2018 longer, even though we like the length of it, and then maybe make this movie into 2 movies, if that makes any sense. So, like, put some stuff from Kills into 2018, so you make that one movie, and then Ends. You could have done a lot more with Ends if there was a bit more backstory to it. It kind of needed some more time to grow, in my opinion. So I wish we could have had that. Do you remember when this movie was coming out? Like, and then you had Kills. Everybody's talking about the radio towers. Remember that whole thing? What the radio towers was going to be?
Yeah, there was like a whole, all the podcasts were like, radio tower.
Oh, wait, this is going to be something. This is going to be something. It was only because they used it, right?
the radio towers were the supreme leader Snoke of the trilogy. It was just fucking nothing. It meant nothing.
Glass Hill. I was like, oh, he's going to Glass Hill because that's where he's going to go. No.
To go back, I guess, on the positive stuff, because that's what we're doing. I got Pat, Joe, if you guys watched this before, I got to go to where 2018 was shot this past spring, and then I got to go to where Ends was shot. And everything in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, this was the best look. I really believed in the whole appearance of Haddonfield in Savannah, Georgia. Even with the moss on the trees and everything, I thought it was just spot on. So I love the setting of Ends. Other than that, the kills are great between the radio station with the tongue.
Yeah, that was cool.
Right. And the junkyard kills, Bill brought up the junkyard kills when Corey was behind the mask. Oh, fun stuff.
Oh, here's our other drink taster from Friday night, my neighbor Mike.
My name's Michael and everything sucks.
Hey, Mike.
Michael, how you doing, bud? Hey, we got rid of our coach. I told you what happened.
Any relation events?
Oh, God.
I doubt it.
Brett Patrick will get that. So.
Oh yeah, bro.
I got
He
it.
does say bro a lot though.
Bro.
Mike does say bro a lot, right?
Yes, he does.
Does he?
Vince Russo says bro a lot. That's what makes sense. That's good.
And took down
Anyways.
WCW.
Oh boy, yeah, Cody. We might have to get this whole wrestling thing going somewhere. We'll have to talk about that later.
Dude,
Joey,
we'll make something happen. Fuck yeah.
Joe, give us the positives of ends, please.
Do you have any positives, Joey? You didn't have much on Halloween Kills.
Like Butthead says, come to Butthead.
Yeah, so I have some positives. I think that
destroy
there's
it, Joey.
less comedic relief in this one, and I appreciate that because I don't want that in my Halloween. I think one of the best scenes, and that is actually like tense and kind of scary, is Corey outside of the pool with the scarecrow mask on, and he's just like going to town.
In the background, yes.
That's creepy.
That's creepy, right?
Yeah.
I like that mask too.
Yeah.
I do that a lot too.
That was scary. I think I think Corey as Michael agreed with. We had said this earlier, but when he does like the junkyard scene, that's it. The Michael is scary. That's scary to me. So that was good. I think that. Sorry, I have some notes here. Very serious about this.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Love it.
You're prepared. You're more prepared than me.
I tried to be. I think that Lori was a little less than she was in the other movies, and I appreciate that.
Oh, a lot less.
The whole tits scene, it just didn't fit. It was stupid, and that was dumb, and I didn't like that. But overall, she was better in this one. I would rewatch this more than Kills any day of the week.
Really?
There's a lot I don't like, and we'll get into that, and I will say that, but I would rather rewatch this. I think a missed opportunity, I know this is stupid, but I legit thought Michael was going to be on the back of that motorcycle. I thought there was going to be a scene where it shot to like Corey on the bike and then Michael's on the back.
Yeah.
I legit thought that was going to be real, and I'm kind of here for it.
They're playing like Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Playing with the boys.
Married.
Playing Cool Rider from Grease
At
too.
that point, I was so into it. One other thing I want to say that
Batman,
I liked
the
about
TV
it,
show.
I really liked the opening credits. Like I dug
Halloween 3.
I dug the font.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all of that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Blue Oyster Cult fan, so I was here for all of that. So
Midnight Monster Hop, right?
What's up,
is that
Matt?
what it is? The Midnight Monster Hop. Matt Arts.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
Thanksgiving,
man?
Matt. Hope you had a
I
good
saw
day.
your Nightmare Before Christmas scrunchy things unboxing, wrist cuff things.
I didn't even notice like until watching Ends a few times and then going back and watching Kills that when Tivoli gets in the car, you hear the Willie the Kid like intro. They play the intro once he's out after he crashes the car and everyone runs up to the car. You hear the little intro that they play right at the beginning of Ends, and I was like, "Oh, that's a nice little thing that ties these things together." So I thought that was kind of cute.
really quick, I just don't know where else to put this, so I'll ask now. Did anyone else notice in Kills, no, in 2018, that they did a remix of "I Wish I Had You All Alone" when the little kid and the dad are driving? I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Well, and that wasn't even, that's not even a real song. So it's like, it's perfect. They actually recorded a version.
Yeah.
It's too cool.
One
little tidbit.
Something like that.
One little tidbit.
The girls singing. Sorry, go ahead, Davey.
No, go ahead.
The girls at the beginning, the mixed bar scene singing karaoke was a song from John Carpenter's band.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really?
Coupe de Bills? The Coupe de Bills.
Yeah.
The
And then
wow.
Bill, you were talking about the when he does the torch in the guy's mouth.
Yeah.
What's really cool about that is earlier in the movie when he goes to work at the shop, they use a rhythmic beat for him turning on the gas, clicking the thing. It's a 3-beat thing where it's like a chick 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 kind of thing, and they reuse that exact beat as he's putting the flame in the kid's mouth. It's a really cool thematic sort of thing that they bring right back.
They time it just like that, huh? Oh, I got it.
Yeah, yep. It's exactly the same.
I gave this movie credit for being a very well-made movie. It is very well made.
And I do think, like what Jordan was saying, the more you watch it, it's like every now and then there are these records. Like when I was a kid, I was really into like West Coast skate punk, and I remember when Bad Religion put out the Gray Race, and I bought it and took it home and I listened to it, and I was like, it's okay, but I really like their other stuff so much more. But after I listened to that record like 3 or 4 more times, I was like, shit, I get it now. You know, sometimes, and it doesn't always happen with everything, but I think with ends, like what Jordan said, I think this is one of those movies that takes.
Well, like you're saying right there, it took you a couple of times. My personal philosophy is I never count anything else until I've given it 3 strikes. Everything gets 3 chances with me. So
that's good.
Halloween Ends only has 2 with me. I do got to give it its final strike before I totally dismiss it. So
yeah,
we got a homage to
So
Christine.
I'm already
movie,
at
though,
2 then, right?
So.
Yeah.
I'm at more than 2 with that fucking movie.
Joe, what you got?
What you got, Big Joe?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I have probably seen, since all 3 have come out, probably I've seen 18 the most, but right behind it, it's been Ends, honestly, because I feel like I have a recency bias for it because it's the last film to be released. I feel like I have this thing in me that wants to watch it more than the other films, and I've been able to kind of dissect it more honestly, more than Kills. And I don't think it's a bad movie. I really don't think it is. I really enjoy just watching it by itself. Like I just forget everything else that's happened up until that point, and I just watch it, and I catch myself enjoying it. And not only the fact that you get Darcy, the Mirror Girl, she's in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Diana Prince for like a split second. And I'm a big fan of hers, and the fact that she's in it just kind of adds a little cherry on top, you know.
Big fan of her films.
I mean, yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of her work, you know.
And her other thing.
Yeah. You know, I got a couple reasons.
We love you, Darcy.
Yeah, my name is Grief. Can you show me something?
That's right. So I mean, so the one good thing they had was to have Darcy, the Mirror Girl, in it. So that's my that's my takeaway.
Well, Joe, to be honest with you, I remember Pat and I jumping on with you and our previous co-host when you guys are getting out of the theater.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we were a bit more trying to be positive, saying this movie, we're going to probably end up liking this as years go on. Like, we were mad at first. We were all mad.
Honestly, I think because we went live when we left the theater from Ends.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went live or we called you on FaceTime, and I was fucking trashing this film.
Yeah,
like
with fan
nobody's
service.
business. And as I was able to calm down, because I think I was being negatively influenced by somebody else, I was able to finally formulate my own opinion over time. And as, you know, time tells, just like with Halloween 3, it's not that bad, guys. It really is.
Well, I'm waiting to see that as the old fart in the room that was there for Halloween 3 and all the hate that Halloween 3 got.
Yeah,
back
I
in
used
the
to
day.
hate it too.
I'm waiting to see how this pans out in another 10, 15 years because it took a while for H3. Because I'll admit, when I first saw it in the theater, I didn't like it. First time I saw it in the
Rob
theater,
Zombie needs to remake Halloween 3.
I didn't like it either. Then when it came out on videotape and I started watching it over and over, I'm like, you know what? This is actually pretty fucking good.
We all knew back then, even when we were mad because Michael wasn't in it. We all knew from the get-go, like H3's the fucking shit.
Well, there were always things. There were things that kept you glued to it, like the bugs and the snakes and shit coming out of the max. That was unique and that was cool. But still, it was always that you hated it because it didn't have Michael Myers. You know,
I dare anybody to tell me the first time they watched H3 even that they didn't love the fucking music in it, because the music's fucking great.
Yeah. Oh,
even as a kid, I was like,
what the fuck he's doing?
God damn, this music's amazing.
I hate the score in that movie.
Oh, man, it's so
what
good.
movie?
It's so good.
No. No.
I'm sorry.
In
I love you.
H3?
I love all of you. In Halloween 3, it makes me want to have a fucking seizure. No.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey,
Pat,
Colorado.
hey,
Joey.
That at the bar at
Joey.
age 45.
Colorado.
This is very bad.
Colorado
Joey,
took that deer right away.
Joey, you know I love
you.
you. Joey, you know I love you, but hell no.
Hell's no. I
No.
love that score.
I
You know, Joey,
love
aren't
you
you-
guys too. But
Joe, are you regretting everything we were talking to her now?
I watched Alan Howard
Yeah.
perform it live, man.
Just kidding.
That was good.
I'm so
No, wait, it gives you a
I'm at a
seizure.
loss.
Finish up. I want to hear this. This is
I'm at a
good.
loss.
This is good.
Oh, please.
I literally think that I'm.
I love.
No.
I agree. Toronto
so-
Freddie.
It's so bad. I literally think I'm stroking out, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And I mute it. I hate that. I hate that score. Hate it.
You just ripped my
And
heart
you're
out of my
separating it
chest.
from Myers and everything, huh? Okay.
Only the music. I cannot stand it. And I'm sorry. I love all of you so much, but I fucking hate that score.
Hey Pat, get her off. Get her off, Pat.
Well, we got our next
Yeah.
episode lined up.
I
Got it,
understand.
right,
I understand
Joe?
if you never want me
Yeah.
back.
No,
be stupid.
I caused all of
Joe,
this.
you proved that you have good taste in music when you said you were cranking the Everscathed during an autopsy. That rule.
The question is, was it repeat listening though, Joey?
Uh,
I promise you I have good taste in music. That score is awful.
Hey,
That's
you're like the one-armed drummer from Def
No.
Leppard, so it's okay.
No.
who's playing it right now? The score is great.
It's Pat.
Yeah, I
I
love
love
it.
it.
It's
gotta
so
be bad.
terrible.
No, I don't. I'm not playing it. Somebody else is playing
Not
it.
me. Not
Like
me.
Pat's
It's
heart
Joe,
is
it's
hurt
Joe.
right now. Pat is
Yeah,
really
it's got to
hurt.
be
No.
Joe.
I will
Oh,
say.
Not me.
I will
No,
say.
it's Jordan. Look at Jordan's laughing.
It's
At
Jordan.
age
Correct.
45,
Who's the biggest asshole in the room? Come on.
you.
Jordan's cranking it just like he was handing out kids candy to the kids.
Wait. Do you guys remember at age 45 there was like two guys walking around and they had a little speaker and they had
Yeah, the
like
speaker.
the-
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great. That was cool. I
That was
love
awesome.
that. But
Did you tell him, hey, the score sucked?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
listen,
should have been like,
you're gonna make me have a fucking seizure. Turn it off.
yeah.
So hey, the negative is about ends.
negatives of that
Yeah, where
end.
we at?
Pat, take the goddamn leash off.
God, I gotta piss, but I have to stay for this one. Hold on.
Just-
All right. So
Unmute.
Almost made it
You
by
wanna go
10
last
o'clock.
this time? You can go last this time if you want.
yeah, I
Let
knew
Davey
this.
go.
I knew this wasn't gonna be 2. I'm like, yeah, we'll keep it to 2 hours. We're almost at 3. Who cares? So here's the deal. Negative for me was it wasn't the right time and place for this
Got it,
film.
Byron.
It shouldn't have been a part of
Mhm.
it. Shouldn't have been a part of a trilogy. This is an
Exactly.
iconic franchise like Halloween. That's not the way you end it with a clone. That was. It might have been a little bit more
Don't be
palatable if they would have introduced Corey as a character somewhere before that, or the Corey character could have been there. You still have
All
Michael
along.
there this whole time. You still have Michael there this whole time. Make it almost like not necessarily a whodunit, but make it to the point where we didn't know who was killing who. I mean, you easily knew who was killing who. And at the end, you kill Michael, and all of a sudden, who walks in the door? This fucking Corey guy. And then you could have ended it that way.
Yes.
Maybe you could have went someplace else with this. You should have still made it about Michael, and it was not about Michael. It wasn't about ending the trilogy. And then you had that little fight at the end with him and Laurie, which was way too quick. For fuck's sake, I'll last longer than that. They should have did a lot more than that.
No, Pat, it was
And-
erotic.
No. So
And then AC/DC's classic kicked in. Who made who? Who made you? I'm sorry. We're running out of time here. You're not going to leave me time to sing.
Byron's
I
got
got
a
to do
good
it when
point.
I can.
There's a lot more Myers in the novel than the movie. Go read the novel. There's a
Especially
lot
at the beginning,
of
Pat,
stuff.
right? Especially
Yeah.
at the beginning,
So-
how he gets out of the Myers
So if
house.
they would have pulled a lot more from the novel, it would have played out sort of that way. So it would have been good if it would have been like sort of like mirroring somebody going down that psychosis like Corey did, but wouldn't get there till the end. You'd still have Myers through the whole film because he still wants to go fuck her up and do his thing. And then at the very end, he comes in at the very sort of like the surprise ending you see at the end of H4. whoa, holy shit, she's at the top of the steps.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Then you
Great
could have ended it that way because then Myers would have been gone. Like he's passing the torch. That's the way the film should have been. You know, I don't need to see Myers having an orgasm in a fucking cave while he's killing somebody.
Hey, Pat, those garbage men from the novel, wouldn't it be cool if they had the garbage guys from the Burbs, Dick Miller and whoever? Because I think Dick Miller is still alive at that time.
Or Charlie Sheen and Millie rest of us. Right? Then it worked.
Dick Miller.
Can you
would
believe
have
this
been
over here?
When Michael starts shaking, they should have been like, "I am a real American," just like blasted in. Fight for the rights of every man.
Stop being a finger.
Would have been awesome. Would have been so cool.
Well, that's
no, the missed opportunity was that bum not being Nick Castle.
That should have been Nick Castle.
Yeah. Hashtag missed opportunity.
Yo, did you see me grabbing all the titles on the other night?
Oh, I did.
Oh yeah, we're big fans of the Burbs.
I was an animal, Joe. I'm sorry.
Burbs rules.
The other night.
All right, those are my bads. What do you say, Davey?
Needed somebody else there to see me being stupid.
Yeah, I would have rather seen like the whole Lori flipped thing. I think that was mentioned earlier, talking about 2018, and it was mentioned in the chat. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen Lori, that whole thing be a little bit different. Honestly, like I'll take more Hawkins here. I kind of wanted him to be a little bit more in the story because I think Will Patton's a really good actor and brings some like well-needed heart and like it grounds the story a little bit. So I would have liked to have seen him in there a bit more. Yeah, I mean, I think this movie, you definitely, you didn't need Michael. Like I was saying with Kills, like you could have had the mask gets picked up. You know, Corey wears like a ring on his pinky finger or some shit. You could have had like at the end of Kills, the mask could be on the ground in the street and you could have seen this hand pick it up. And then we find out like people are still, getting killed. And like you were saying, Pat, you get this reveal, like the copycat reveal or whatever.
And then he looks at the camera with his finger and that pinky ring and he goes,
yeah,
like Dr.
$1 million and I'll stop killing people. Yeah, I just think that they could have separated it a little bit more. I mean, of course, there are people like me that still really love the movie and all that stuff, even though the original's always going to be my favorite. But I think they would have gotten a little bit more of the fandom on their side if there was a little bit more of a separation from Michael to Corey. So yeah, I mean, my honestly, my negatives aren't very big for this movie. I really like this one. I watched it a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And yes, Byron, probably after the first of the year. I just haven't had the time. So for those that don't know, on my channel, I was doing a book club where we were reading.
Pat travels for business.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I'll be traveling again. So we were doing a thing on here called the Halloween Book Club where we were reading the novel and then discussing like chapter by chapter the differences between the film and the book. So we did every single one, but we left off at ends because I got busy. So I think after the first of the year, because ends, the novelization is a lot better than the film. It's a lot better.
Yes.
A lot, much more Myers in it, much more. So.
Very nice.
So, Jordan, sorry, Cody just passed the torch. I'm going to pee. Go ahead, talk. I love it, but I got to piss.
Fine.
I like how Pat was ripping on Nikki in a lot.
Decker.
The last string. Now look at him.
Whose turn
I
is
just
today?
went and peed. Well, I just went and peed while Pat
Jordan's.
was talking, and I missed pretty much all of it. No, for me, let's see, negatives. Halloween Ends. Yeah, I mean, you don't see Michael until about 43 minutes into the movie. It's kind of a bummer, but not huge. We should have gotten a little bit more. Like when I was watching it originally, I was just sitting there waiting, like, when's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? Waiting. Like, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, no, nothing. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. No, damn it. That kind of felt like the biggest disappointment the first time I saw the film. I've kind of gotten over that since then. Overall, I actually enjoy the movie on its own. I watched it, like I said, watched it yesterday again. And one of the things that I know I'm supposed to be talking about the negatives right now, but I didn't really talk about this in the positives. actually enjoyed the very end of the film with with Will Patton's character and Jamie Lee Curtis. It just felt really nice for her to have that conclusion, because there really should have been a conclusion. I felt like this was supposed to be that for the whole timeline with Michael and Laurie, and it felt pretty good that she was happy for once. And just, I've never felt that before watching this movie until I watched it again last night. And I sat back and I went, okay, that wasn't that bad. Actually, I feel happy, kind of, which I'd never really felt that for the ending of this series or this trilogy.
Happy,
I think a lot of us felt
happy,
kind of gypped at the end. Yeah, like I had to hit pause right before it finished, and then I had to finish and then hit play again.
Yeah,
so
I knew you were going to say that.
Really, it was a pretty good night. All right, Cody.
And that has been Jordan with you.
Like I said, I don't hate this movie. I just don't like it. I just hate it as a Halloween film, unfortunately.
Right.
Cody will be unshackled. Here we go. He's going to drink
Look
the rest of that bottle.
Cody
All right,
hasn't had a glass. He has not used a glass all night. He's just going right from the bottle.
Give me 1 second. No.
Everyone
give me 1
go
second.
pee. Everyone go pee while Cody talks.
I feel like the phone's in the toilet right now. The way he's squinting down at
Everybody turn your cameras off.
No.
That might be the final shot of the night.
Goodbye, you guys.
I think I've heard this before.
This
So
is
he's going to
where
be sleeping before he gets to my review.
this is where I ride the line between being like, I love Keanu Reeves and I love his optimism,
Bye, Pat.
and I aspire to be like that. But I also have to be like Mickey
just
Rourke
completely
or
left.
Brett Patrick will understand this. I have to be like a CM Punk kind of. I ride that line between a Keanu Reeves and a CM Punk. I'm gonna have to be brutally honest. Where do I start?
You're sending a square now.
I'm about to drop a pipe bomb.
Just
Disclaimer.
Just do it. Just
You're
give
doing
it
your
to us.
CM Punk pipe bomb. Sorry,
all right. So there's
Get on with it.
aside from Darcy and like that fuck in Blue Oyster Cult, there's nothing in this movie I give a damn about. Not a single. I don't care about anybody or anything in this fucking movie. Like nothing. Hating it. I will rewatch Resurrection. I guarantee you before I rewatch this movie. So yeah, that makes Resurrection less shitty. This movie's worse than Resurrection. There's nothing in this fucking movie.
I'm going into my
Facebook.
I'm going to my Facebook right now, and I'm deleting Cody Snyder as a friend.
I'm telling you, Decker. There is. I just. It's not even
dropped them off at the Redwood Inn, Joe.
Hating this movie would be a step up. There's not. It's not even that I hate it. I just feel nothing for anyone or anything in this movie until I hear "Don't Fear the Reaper" because that song's amazing. I love that song. I don't have to watch this movie to hear that song. Well, it's like Christine as a Michael. If I want to see Christine, I'll go watch Christine. That has jack shit, fuck all, to do with this movie. I don't give a fuck about Corey Cunningham. I don't give a shit. I don't give a goddamn.
Hold back. Don't say you feel.
Like, I'm sorry, Pat. I'm trying to.
Can you say it in a different way? I'm just not quite getting
it. Look, I'm sorry. I should have prefaced this with, ladies and gentlemen, Davey Deathray is my buddy, and he's a fan of this movie. I will defend his right to love this movie. I don't give a fuck about anyone or anything in this fucking movie. I really don't. I'm sorry.
I think that's fair. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you.
I can't. I don't like having to knock anyone or anything. I don't like doing that. I don't give a. I didn't feel anything in this movie until I heard "Don't Fear the Reaper." I don't give a shit about anything in this movie. I really don't.
Cody, how do you really feel?
Yeah.
Share your feelings with the group.
Colorado, I don't feel anything until I hear it.
Okay.
The
Just thank
Reaper.
you for clarifying.
I'm glad she gets a happy ending with that song and everything. Like that's rad. That's cool.
Happy ending.
Let's be honest.
Speaking of
Davey,
happy
Davey,
endings, I'll be right back.
Oh my
Davey
God.
has the question up in his chat.
I just hear
Is
that
it
It's
better?
third of the night.
Is it better
Joe,
with
did I
or
hear that
without
right?
this? Is it better or better without this trilogy?
I'm back.
It's better
Just
with
quick.
2008. The
Quickie.
franchise is better with 2018. It's better without the trilogy. Because Kills and Ends, I'm just like,
So, Cody, how
I
you
don't-
feel is exactly how I feel about fucking Kills.
I don't give a shit about
hate it.
anybody in this
Yep.
fucking movie. I don't
Thank
care
you.
about anybody in this movie except Blue Oyster Cult. Because that song's amazing.
You know, like,
Oh,
They're not
no!
even in the
I
movie.
feel like
Now-
this is
now when
resurrection,
people-
but I have a lot of people agreeing with me.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
no.
I will
Not even
rewatch.
in the
Hey,
movie.
hey, by the way, I've seen Resurrection
God.
multiple times. I've seen Halloween Ends one time, and I don't want to fucking see it again. If I see it again,
That
I may give it a
I've
second
said
chance.
that for the
like
longest
20
time,
years,
Cody.
20
That's
years
the
down the
problem.
road.
Cody,
You've seen
I-
it
the
once.
only
You gotta watch
the
it.
only
The
the only
more you
thing that I
watch
think
it,
is
better
fitting.
it is.
I don't give a
Cut-
shit if I ever watch this movie again.
Cody, you
I
only
really
watched Halloween Ends once? Wait a minute. You've only watched Halloween Ends once? Really?
One time, Brett. One time. And I can remember
Cody.
the shit that I
Whoa,
saw.
Wow.
How many times have you watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Tell me that.
A lot, because I love
Ugh.
Rob Zombie's Halloween. I'm a Rob Zombie fan. I love Rob Zombie. I like his H2
Okay.
more than this
I'm a
first
fan
one.
of you, Cody.
Davey Deathray knows this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I'll take it over Halloween Ends.
Cody-
Dude, let me sum this. And ladies and gentlemen, put your kids to bed, cover their ears. Halloween Ends can lick my balls. Okay.
Oh
Okay,
That
Pat,
movie-
Pat, Orange whip, orange whip.
I think it's all faith in Cody now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
went from
Frank
Halloween
Riker-
Ends
Frank,
to Cody Ends.
Pat, he doesn't get an orange whip, does he?
Frank
Talk
Riker
about
just
things. Talk
fired
about
me.
things I experienced one time and don't want to experience again.
No,
Yeah.
Cody, I
Halloween.
say,
Halloween.
Lick
Oh,
my
okay.
balls.
Cody, how you should have signed this
Hey,
off was
hey.
you pissing.
I've been drinking a
That's
lot.
how you
all
should
right?
have signed this off.
I get a good heart.
look
I
at-
get a good heart.
Frank's
I'm a nice
lost all
guy.
faith
But,
in you, so you're doomed to a TSL now. God
well, he
damn,
can
you
fire.
screwed.
He can fire me. Okay.
I want Cody to cut a promo for the channel, for my channel. That's like, I don't give a fuck about this guy's channel. I don't give a fuck about his channel.
Davey, that's not true though. All right.
But
But it would be
Do it now,
hilarious.
Rocky.
It would be hilarious.
I feel like
would love
CM Punk is proud of me right now because I'm just brutally, fucking viciously honest. Okay,
Cody, you
I don't give
are
a damn about.
like CM Punk. You are.
Thank you, Brett. That's a badge of honor. This is because I don't give a fuck about anything in this movie until
He's
I
winding
hear
up again.
don't fear the Reaper playing. That's it. This movie
Alright,
can kiss my balls.
Hey,
All
hey
right.
Cody, can I tell you something?
Bill, I'm
would
sorry.
You have liked it?
Whoa,
Would you
Travis.
have liked it if Micah would have grabbed
my will.
Lori and brought her into the grinder at the same time?
Dude, you know what they should have done?
Oh,
You know
that
what they
would
should
have
have
been
done?
dope.
You know what they should have done?
That would have been
They
awesome.
should have killed them both in 2018. They should have gone out together.
I wanted her to
Problem
jump in the
solved.
fucking thing at the
Weren't
end of
they
the movie.
supposed to?
I wanted her
It was
to jump
supposed to.
into
The original ending was
grinder.
the two of them die at the end. The original ending.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Right? That's what
Oh,
Christopher
I
Nolan
will
said.
say this. I will say this. Halloween Kills is a worse title than Halloween Ends. To Halloween Kills, I'm just like, what the hell does that even mean?
Well,
Oh,
whoa,
Halloween
whoa.
Kills.
I think it was the combination when they announced both movies, though. They were
Hold on,
just-
hold on.
I don't.
There's my
care.
reaction to that.
yeah, put those glasses on.
Bill,
Get
I
to the
love.
chopper.
But I'm sorry, guys. I
5
gotta
second
speak.
reviews. I don't give a fuck about anyone in this movie. Cody Snyder.
I don't
He
wish.
was right. That's what he did.
I don't wish
That's what
harm
he did,
upon
Dave.
But
anyone.
then you edited it.
I'm talking.
You edited
I'm
it
talking
like
about
the
in the
news.
story.
I don't give a fuck
In the
about
story.
anybody. Cody.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the story. This movie can kiss my just the dankest, darkest
been
part of my
answered, right?
ass.
Yeah.
Okay,
This movie
Bill.
can sniff my gooch.
Okay, Bill. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. All I can think of now is I just got this thought in my head of this movie poster. This movie poster, and it's got a little picture of Cody down there like this, and it's got Davey Deathray looking down at him like the Michael Myers mask from 2018, and it just says Davey Deathray, Cody Snyder, unfriended.
Oh, Bill, can I add this in? Allison is just written bizarrely in Halloween, and it's like all of a sudden it's just, you want to get pissed at your grandmother. You know what this piece of shit did to your mom.
Oh, you didn't like how she was written in this?
Oh, all of a sudden everybody just has it.
I thought you didn't care. I thought you didn't care, Cody.
No, Davey, I don't now because of this.
It sounds like you care, and you need to watch the movie one more time.
Allison with the big forehead.
Allison just has amnesia. Does she just have amnesia the entire time? Well, you did this to our family. No, you dumbass! You saw what happened to your family.
She's been traumatized, and she's very squishy down there, Cody. So
she
give her a
literally watched what happened to her boyfriend. You know who did this to your family? It wasn't your grandmother. It's fucking weird. It's
squishy.
Bye. We're done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Joey, I'm listening to you. You said my name.
Joey, go ahead.
Two things. As a fellow girl with a big forehead, that's 4 fingers right there. Thank you.
Sorry, Joe, I should have said that.
No, I heard you. No, it's okay. She hasn't been written great throughout this whole fucking franchise. So, big foreheads stick together. No.
So what would mine be?
Inside joke between Joe and I. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
There you go.
I think you get around 1912.
I met her and I fell in love with her. I talked to her for a good 15 minutes. That was outside the window here with Andy. Okay, I swear. Anyways.
I'm just saying.
What about
underestimate the big forehead.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Joey. We never thought you had a big forehead. Okay.
4 fingers.
That to us.
That's a full 4 fingers.
We skip Bill Brett. I'm sorry.
Joe Moody, please.
She has other larger assets.
Thank you. Whoa.
I can't argue with her.
I can't argue with her either. I'm just saying,
hopefully,
this
right?
is just with me talking to you about.
And then Allison. I'm not talking about my sister.
Oh, Jordan. Oh no.
Chat, guys, crew here. I'm sorry, but I had to unleash.
Yes.
Oh man.
All right. So now Bill's got to follow it up. Huh?
If it's any consolation, I think I'm done drinking for the night. Go ahead.
Bill, your turn, and then we'll go. Yep.
Go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say, I don't know what I could say that.
No, come on, Cody. Keep drinking. You know you have to drive in the morning.
He's got to drive to Atlanta. He's got to drive to Dallas. He'll meet Joe on the way.
I was waiting.
No, you're all good.
I was waiting.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I think I already kind of said. I didn't. There's very little I liked about this movie, so all the rest I didn't like. I just didn't like that they just ushered in this Corey fella in the last one. I didn't like Lori's. How all of a sudden she's this Susie homemaker when she was so distraught for all these fucking years, and now she's so prim and proper and cooking and baking recipes and shit. It's like, come on. And then the Hawkins, he was like the star. It was like his movie, The Skills. That was his movie.
He was really horny, man.
It was like, I don't know. I don't know. I get it. Like I said, I didn't give it its third strike. I do got to watch it again, and I figured I'd watch it back to back. The first day, the second day, give it its rest. I got to give it another watch now that it's been a while. You know what I mean, and see if it feels any different for me. But on those first 2 watches, no, I was not a fan. Though, like I said, that opening scene was amazing. I don't know. I don't like much about it.
Trying to hit Joe, Davey with a super chat. I'm going to say the same thing, Joey. I'm not going both. It's just my face is getting longer.
That's your beard, Frank.
I told the wife, I said, well, my face
Really?
is long. It's just more to sit on.
And really, Joey, if you think we're making fun
Yeah,
of foreheads, all you have to do is make fun of everybody's stomach here. So that's just how it goes.
Oh. I've been working
No,
on
honestly, you guys
mine.
keep
Okay,
taking all my
Davey,
points
okay,
before you
Davey,
get
maybe
to
not
me.
you,
joking.
and maybe not you, Cody. Okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I got a.
Maybe.
All right, Brett's got notes. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, I got to tell you, though, Jordan brought it up, and I remember Pat and I talking about it when we first saw it. For Michael to not appear on screen 40-plus minutes into it, that was the first thing right away. That is the first big no-no to me. I have a problem with this, and no offense to anybody who was in the band, but band members being bullies, I don't believe in that shit. That's fucked up.
No.
What happened in my neck of the
No
woods?
way.
Never happened.
It's an
No.
alternate universe where that shit's real.
Yeah.
It's always the band that's getting picked
I'm like,
on, not the
Yep.
I'm
bullies.
sorry. Corey, you could have knocked the shit out of all those kids. Sorry. You could have. Sorry.
What a pussy.
Where are you, Cody? Cody's all heavy breathing. He's still worked up over everything.
He's doing push-ups down there, Davey, isn't
I
he?
had to grab a knife to cut my sandwich. Go
He's
ahead,
like,
Brady.
that
I'm
fucking
sorry.
movie.
Cody, where are you? Are you at home? Because you're obviously not in the truck. Usually you're in the truck. Are you home?
I'm actually, my sister and her and my nephew were out of town at her boyfriend's for the week, for the night. So I'm at her house. So go ahead, Brady. I'm sorry.
No, just the last thing I would say is like Kyle Richards, Lindsay is completely, utterly useless. Utterly useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's every day though.
Hey,
I had a crush on her sister Kim, by the way, in Meatballs Part 2 as a kid. So there you go.
And you know what's funny? I saw her.
And Tough Turf. Go watch Tough Turf.
Yeah, I
Tough
love
Turf.
Tough Turf.
Good one.
That
Good movie.
great movie. Love,
Yeah.
hates.
We're done. It's over with.
Brady's like,
That's all I got.
They just
Get the
cut
fuck
off.
off my channel.
Niedermeyer, dead.
Oh no, not with you,
Marmalade.
Cody. No, I gave you all my problems because I've grown to like ends too. I'm somebody that I hated it at first, but I've grown to like it. So,
One day, man,
Yes.
I may give it another view, but until then, again,
Cody-
I can look at my
Oh,
balls.
love Tough
and
Turf.
I'm shocked, Cody, you haven't
Tough Turf, yeah.
because I don't know anybody here that hasn't watched it just once. I'm surprised by that. I'm sorry. I'm just surprised.
Leanna, Cody and Leanna. I know the two people right off the bat that I can name that have watched that movie one time. So
There you go.
thank
I've
you.
probably seen it a
Way to go,
handful. I've seen it
DGG.
5 times. It's a lot. Truth.
I was gonna say, I know Colin hates that movie too.
See, the
Yeah,
problem is
and
I have
because
to show it to my
Colin's
wife.
my bro, dude. I love that I love that
Yeah.
fucking dude.
Yeah, he hates that movie.
Is Murdy in here? Murdy's not in here.
He was in there earlier. So.
Hey, cheers to him. Love that guy. It's my little
Hey,
best bro.
Travis, I love you, buddy, but that's exactly right. Yes, thank you, buddy.
So who's next? So you, Joey,
Joey.
right?
Yeah.
Joey.
I mean, I agree. I think that Michael's not in this movie, and I don't like it. And then when he is in this movie, I don't want to see my Michael like fucking beat up, right? Like I get he's old and whatever, but I still don't want to see that. I don't want to see him being beat up and taken over, and I don't like it.
Loose skin and old balls.
Colorado. He is a turd. He is a turd waiting to be flushed.
Yeah, I mean, he
is a turd in a toilet waiting to be flushed. That's
Joe,
all
I thought
he
you'd
is.
laugh at that.
Yeah.
Joe.
You are ageist, Cody.
Loose skin and old balls.
I don't think that this is like the proper end to this trilogy, let alone the proper end to this franchise.
Hey,
whatever they're
Old Man
calling
River,
it. It's just
zip it,
it's not
I'll
a
break
good
your hip.
end. And like we're all here to see Michael. At this point, we really are, and so we don't want to see him like that. So I don't like that. Again, like the characters are unlikable. Like the fucking teenagers. Who writes these teenagers? God damn.
Yeah.
I love you, Joey.
Awful.
Joey, I
They're
think
so
what you're saying though,
fucking
you don't like seeing
bad.
Michael in a vulnerable state. That's a lot of people have problems with that.
I don't. Of
Yeah.
course I don't.
Lame.
Right? Like I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see Michael in the shadow. I want to see less of Michael. I want to see Michael in the shadows. I want to see him like the dominant force. I don't want to see him like fucking beat up by this kid. I don't want to see this fucking. I don't
want to see him beat up. I want to see him beat off.
Different movie. I don't think that these fucking teenagers, like, I don't buy anybody in a marching band as being bullies. I just don't. Like, I don't know what high school you went to.
Hey,
but
I'm gonna kick the shit out of you with my fucking trombone.
Thank you. No one in my fucking high school that was in the marching
rusty
band was
trombone?
bullied. So,
A high school where
trombone?
the fucking the band geeks were the tough guys. Come on.
Yeah, seriously. Come on.
And I think all jokes aside, I think that's literally written for laughs. And like, again, going back to the other movies, I don't want the laughs in my movie, not in my Halloween movie. I want it to be serious. I want it to be scary. I like
funny.
when Corey is Michael. I like those scenes. They're genuine. They're good. They're scary. He's scary. Whatever. But the rest of
Travis,
it just
yeah.
is not.
Oh God.
It's not good. I don't understand why we have the bullies to begin
Frank,
with.
and Frank brings up a good point. Just you're just echoing what you just said, Joey. Why have bullies? You don't need bullies.
Yeah,
There.
we don't
No.
need the
We don't
bullies.
need band
then.
bullies.
The fucking
Band
band bullies
bullies.
aren't believable. Like, no,
I like what
Now, if it wasn't the school, if it wasn't the school band, and it was like something like metal dudes or something like, "Hey, give me your fucking lunch money,
Like
kid."
the Everscathed in high
believable,
school.
you know?
yeah, the
I mean-
Everscathed fucking bully band. Yeah.
I
There
like
you
what
go.
Leanna's
I believe
saying
that,
here.
but I'm
Beat me
not
up,
gonna believe
man.
that.
So,
Yeah, I like what
Yeah,
Leanna's
kick
saying.
my ass,
Get you
man.
a-
Shit,
motherfucker.
What's that, Joe?
one more thing.
Buy me some beer. I'll kick your ass.
Keep your ass in my hand, please.
I think Leanna has a good point here.
One more thing that I think is worth mentioning is what I do not believe is the continuity of like, so after the original, when
That's a
Lori
good point.
knows that Michael is locked up in a hospital, she's fucking badass Sarah Connor, right? After the kills, and he's like, he's missing, and no one knows where he is. She's
Right.
fucking like, oh, tits out, I'm gonna make pumpkin pie
Yeah.
and decorate for Halloween. No, I do not buy it.
It's
No.
out.
Right. Totally.
Doesn't make any sense.
He's out there now. He's out there. You don't know where he is.
He's
He could be in the
literally-
backyard now. And she's
Thank you.
making
He's
pies.
literally
Yeah.
out there, and you don't know where he is. So the reaction from 2018 should have been the reaction in this movie. It doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
Right. Totally.
Jojo.
Okay.
All right, yeah. For me, it's just a couple points, but I like the beginning intro, but I don't understand. It's a homage to Halloween 3, the blue font and all that stuff. I really don't understand how that applies to the film because I know they do the homage to the Silver Shamrock masks and kills, but I really don't understand that part. So I really wish it just stayed, continuity wise with the first two films. But whatever. And last but not least, I do not believe in any way, shape, or form the fact that Corey and Allison would have any type of relationship with each other. I do not believe that in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if she felt like sorry for the guy, or I don't understand how those two would ever come together to form a relationship. I don't understand it. Maybe she pities him and she's just trying to go for somebody who's a little different, unconventional. Maybe she likes the quirky. I don't get it. But
He's
for
a
me,
bad
those
guy.
are
Who
the
do they think they
2
are?
points.
David and Darlene?
Pity.
Yeah, and then
Joe,
they're in the
wait.
club.
Not to
Yeah.
interrupt Joe, but that's a great point. So here she is witnessing this kid get his ass kicked by a bunch of band people. Is that the kid you want coming home and introducing to your granddaughter?
Yeah,
The
like
kid just got his ass handed to him by a bunch of band geeks.
I just don't understand. Like I get it. Like for the story to work, I get that. But they're in the club dancing, and I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that they're they're clubbing, and I don't know. It's just I don't like that at all. So that's my points.
I will have
It's
to
just not
respectfully
believable.
disagree. Sorry.
But it's still a good movie.
Totally.
Though. Just don't believe it's not believable.
Get my pies out of the oven, like Under Siege. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right,
Where
so
did
here.
Bill go? I'm scared that Bill left. He's scared.
So that is
Still got to sing.
how we feel on all three films individually. What is everybody looking forward to the future? Where do you think they should take this next? Should it go to television route, which they're proposing, or wait to see? Anthology route, which they've mentioned that before too, that they're going back and forth with that, or should we just let it simmer for a couple of years?
This is a great roundtable. I like this.
And see where it goes. I personally let it simmer. And this is coming from somebody who's watching Halloween for 44 years.
Pat, it's already been 2 years, believe it or not, though, too.
Yeah, it's only. I mean, 2 years is nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's flown by. I mean, look, fucking H45 is over a year ago already.
I think if you have something by age 50, I think that's realistic. Sorry, you're doing roundtable, Pat. Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. I would say the smart thing is maybe marketing wise, put something that right around that time. Let it simmer and then start building up right before age 50.
Simmer down now.
And then all of us dumbasses could have,
So between now and then, I have to go mortgage in my house to buy all the rest of the shit they're going to come out with before then. It's added the rest of this nonsense behind me. But yeah, I personally let it simmer. I mean, they talked about a TV show. The TV show, I don't want a TV show with Michael in it. I want an anthology. I want different stories based around that. Let's see. Maybe there's a couple episodes on Loomis's backstory. Which a lot of people say, I don't want to know what
other patients or with
I don't want to. Yeah,
patients.
how he reacted to other patients. Him coming in contact with Myers for the first time. Aside from the Rob Zombie stuff, which is fine, but this is make it more of the OG type of situation. Let's go explore. Let's explore Laurie. Explore Laurie before a Halloween 78 with her parents, because they were her adopted parents, apparently, if you go that route. So let's see where that plays out. There's so many things they could do where they just pick different stories and timelines and make it an anthology like that. I don't think we need another Halloween movie anytime soon. And this is coming from a guy whose life revolves around just talk to my wife and kids. Take my word for it. I could wait. I might be dead by then because I have that bad luck. But let's see what happens.
Till your love comes down.
Are we singing?
We've been drinking already.
There it is. We're past the 3-hour mark and Bill's just singing.
Karaoke's coming. We'll do karaoke soon.
There it is.
Dude, I've been drinking all stream. I'm wondering where everybody else's drinking was. I've been drinking.
I say take the movies, put them on the back burner, let it simmer for a little while.
The Joe Moody and I special.
I'm fine with that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Baby.
Brady, I want some of that. That looks good.
What do you say, Dave? What do you say, Davey?
Joe, I still have your bottle, man. I gotta send it to you before Christmas, buddy.
Sexy animal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. I don't even know if I ever really need another Michael Myers movie. I mean, I'm
okay
pretty
with that.
satisfied.
I'm truthfully okay with that too.
I think what would be really cool, and there's no way they would ever do this because it's not going to, appeal to a wide audience. It would just appeal to us nerds. I would like to see, like an anthology series where each season picks up on like a loose end or a dead end from the franchise, because there are so many. So you could do like a true follow-up to Halloween 2. You could do a true follow-up to Halloween 3. You could bring Danielle Harris back and do a follow-up to Halloween 4. You could just cut 5 and 6 out and do a legacy, an 8-episode legacy sequel where each season is its own thing. You could even bring Josh Hartnett back and continue that. Like it could be.
He never would, but anyway.
And so it would be cool. Haircut? Exactly. And that way you have like limited amount. You have like maybe 5 or 6 of these that you have in the can, and then see where you want to take Halloween from there. But yeah, I mean, it's like, other than putting it in a different time and place, I think like we've got a really great Michael Myers story, and we don't need to see it told again.
I like that point.
Frank sends $5 in for Davey. I'd rather see the adventures of that mouse that crapped in Ray's kitchen. That's just
well, Frank's actually a good example of this. Frank has read a lot of the comics. He collects a lot of the comics. there are a lot of great side stories could be part of that anthology series for from the comics to make a show.
Yeah.
Really
or even the
totally
remember we had Dustin McNeil on all those unwritten scripts from Taking Shape too. There's so many things they could have took out of that. There's so much they could do. I would rather that. Give me an anthology where it's all different pieces and parts and throw them together like a stew. Call it Halloween stew for all I give a shit.
I don't know. Jordan,
That's just how stew goes.
Jordan, Davey, Bill, Cody, do you have any of the Taking Shape books? Have you read those or no?
I've watched all the videos. I need to get them so I can read through them myself, but I've definitely nerded out on.
Yeah. No, sir. I have never read any of those.
Go read them. We've had Dustin on the show.
He doesn't fucking care.
Take the time. You will read it quick if you're a Halloween fan.
It's real. You won't put it down as a Halloween fan. And we've had him on the channel. He's a really good guy. I wish we should have him back. I have to reach out to him. It's been a minute.
I haven't read shit.
Bring Josh Hartnett and Lance Guest back.
Joey's
getting tipsy.
Lance Guest, yeah.
He's getting tipsy.
Lance Guest, I met him. He was a cool dude. He was kind of fake though. He tried to pretend like his voice hurt and he couldn't talk to me until I mentioned like I liked the movie Late Phases. I was like, Late Phases, you were in that? I forgot you were in that. And he's like, oh, all of a sudden he has a voice. You've seen Late Phases?
Bill, who was this? Bill, who was this?
Lance Guest.
Yeah, dude. I told him like I was a big Jaws 4 The Revenge fan at age 45, and he looked at me like he did not know what to make of that.
He's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, he was like, kid, you were full of shit.
Halloween franchise to meet in person, and Brett will attest to this. Who is it, Brett?
The Halloween franchise?
Who's the best?
Leo Rossi in a heartbeat.
Leo Rossi.
Yeah, he was great.
He is.
Dude, I asked him all about that. He's like, let me tell you all about that story.
Writing on my post shit about the whole verse.
Dude, if I'm meeting Leo Rossi, I'm asking about analyze this because I love that fucking movie.
Yes, and he's very good in that.
He is so fun to meet in person.
He opened my mind up to the concept of having my face sat on, and for that I'm forever thankful.
I know. I told him that. I told him about how my.
If you're gonna pick a movie to meet have the most amount of fun meeting guests, it's from the original Halloween 2. Everybody from Dick Warlock.
Yes. How about it, Brett? Brett, last year.
Yeah.
Brett, last year at Flashback, it was Dick Warlock, it was Lance Guest, it was Leo Rossi, and I had the most fun with those three guys. I told Leo Rossi, that's what I told him. I go, hey, I want to let you know that when we were kids and we saw Halloween 2, my brother got in trouble. He got his ass beat because he told my mom, he sang right in front of her, Amazing Grace, come sit on my face. She's like, where the hell did you hear that? Washing his mouth out with soap and shit, you know? He's like, let me tell you a little story about that. And he told me this story, but it had nothing to do with any of that. He was great, though. How
did he sign the autograph? For me, he's like, I'm like, put whatever you want. He's like, too fat. I guess I just fuck up all the time. Do you have kids? I'm like, just write what you want. Go ahead, it's okay.
Can we all agree that like Dick Warlock is probably the best Michael Myers actor to meet?
I would.
I love him.
Is there anybody better, dude? Come on. Is there anybody better? He's the fucking man.
No.
James Sue Courtney and then Nick Castle. Right
James Sue Courtney was really fun, and Nick Castle was really fun. But of all those three that I've met, Dick Warlock had me going the most.
Dude, Dick Warlock's the fucking man. I love that man. That's the grandfather we all wanted. He's such a sweetheart. And
he's so awesome. Dick. He gave me his PS4 code. He wanted to play video games with me when I was talking to him, but I'm on Xbox and he's on PS4, so we couldn't play. He was like, "Oh," he gave me his game handle. He's like, "Come on, let's play together, dude." I was like, "All right, cool."
Dude, I got like three pictures. I got 3 pictures with him at age 45. He's probably. I'm sick of looking.
This is a movie we have to put on our radar, Brett.
Which one? Oh, yeah, there's something about Mary.
Franks and Beans.
Franks and Beans.
Something about Mary. Rules.
Brett Patrick giving away Davey Deathray membership. Who got it?
Ooh, holy crap. Look at that. Who ended up getting that one? Ben Grimm.
The only reason that I was truly like fangirled by was Dick Warlock at age 45. Honest to God,
he's so cool.
He's
So
so
cool.
awesome.
I love
He was
talking
a
to people that
blast.
didn't know that he was like the one mall cop in Commando when he falls down the steps. That's awesome.
Just think, Joey, he could
Hey,
have did this
lady,
to you,
stop.
right? He could have did this to you.
All right.
It's also the best name ever.
And I wish he would.
Like I said, when I saw him in Flashback, we went there specifically. He was my number one guy I wanted to meet when we went to Flashback a couple of years ago. And while we were waiting, we got there early. We're waiting in the lobby. Who comes over to us is Dick Warlock and his wife come walking right up to me and our group that were sitting there. And he goes, "Hey, do you guys know how to get into this place?" Like, holy shit! I'm sitting there already freaking out. Like, this is the guy I came to see this weekend. He's asking me how to get in. Yeah, go down the escalator right there, make a right. You'll run right into it. Great. So then I met him at the table. He was a fucking blast. How about it, Brett? You were in line right next to me. We met him at the same basic time there. And then at the very end of the weekend, like I said, I was supposed to be meet up with Sean Clark and all this shit and do these beer tastings. We're waiting on the same exact seats that we were waiting on when Dick Warlock ran into us at the beginning of the weekend. Here's the final day. The convention's over. We're in the same seats waiting on Sean Clark now. Who comes walking by? Dick Warlock and his wife again. He just looks right at us. He shakes his head. He's like, "I thought you guys would have went home a long time ago. What are you still doing here?" So it was like, cool. He remembered us from day one, sitting there when he got there. You know, we're in the same seat. It was so cool.
Bill, I swear to God, he was doing that same thing at age 45. He was out there Friday before the tour. He was out there like in front of the venue, meeting and greeting people, just taking free pictures. Like
before he got on the bus, Cody. Yes,
I got
awesome.
I wasn't on I wasn't on the same bus as him, but like I think Brett and Pat were.
Oh my
like,
God,
we were.
Yeah,
we were.
I got a picture
bus.
with him. I get a picture with him though, like right out there, like before the tour that day. He was so He's like, "What do you got?" I got a Starbucks. I had a latte, iced latte or something in my hand. And he was like, "What you got in there? Booze?" And I was like, "No, just Starbucks."
Me and Brett had booze.
Dude, he's like the
What's in the
grandfather
bag,
you fucking
boys?
I have to
want,
point
man.
something out. I have to point something out right now.
All these cats.
Frank Riker gifted a membership by Pat, that Halloween movie collector.
Frank,
I didn't know you got him.
Frank's a member.
we love you, Frank.
I gave Frank my member.
Even though I'm fired right
Frank,
now.
You're Pat's member now.
Frank had to buy a membership to his own channel.
Brett got gifted a membership to his own, so.
You got another one
gifted
today.
me a
You got
membership
two.
to ours. Yes, right, Pat? That was
Why
a few
aren't
weeks
you
ago.
showing all 5 of them? What the fuck?
Brett's double dipping.
Brett, I've never seen that before. Sorry.
So
I got
quick,
food in my mouth.
in the interest of time, because I do have to get up at in 4
Yeah.
hours. So
Yeah, I know.
I said where I wanted to see where it goes. So Dave, what do you want to see it go? Well, I'll go around and see where everybody wants this to go next.
Yeah, I just said the whole doing those a legacy sequel anthology show for like 5 or 6 seasons could be kind of fun. Just picking up on all those loose
5 or
ends.
6 to start things off.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you do a Halloween 2, a Halloween 3, like bring Danielle Harris back for 4.
That
like
would be cool. Yeah.
And then you just do 8 episode seasons where it's like limited and that's it, and you move on. But it would really only be for us hardcore nerds.
Even if they did in one season, they covered all the movies. You know what I mean? And if there was a second season, they can add more to that story. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, like 5, 6, 7 seasons. Most things don't make it that far. Even if they did a season, and in that one season they covered an extension of part 3, or along with an extension of part 4, part 5, all in one season. Like each episode goes to a certain movie or something. That would be cool.
Hey, Davey, to interrupt, Christian McCaffrey, it looks like he's out for the year, PCL injury. So we'll see how that goes.
Who?
Dang.
Christian McCaffrey, running back.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they've been terrible all year, regardless. So
Brock
I don't know
Purdy
who that
has
is.
been
All the best to him. I don't know who he is, but all the best to him. I don't wish harm
running back.
upon anyone.
So wait, Toronto Frank said Warlock is the Batman to Tony Moran's Joker.
What the hell?
What?
Does that
Oh,
say,
there we
Toronto?
go.
What kind giving Miranda way too much credit, man.
What kind of cunt says that?
Yeah.
Love to hear
Tony
it.
They do
Moran
it this year's Netflix
the
Big
toilet paper
That's the way it should
to-
be.
That's an interesting way to say that, Toronto. I like it.
All right, who's
the
next? Go
toilet
ahead,
paper
Jordan.
for Dick
It got
Clark.
too silent here. That was weird.
It did get silent.
I know. Yeah, it was weird.
Ready?
It's your guys' show.
I was trying to think of what song to sing in that silence.
So what do you think, Jordan? We'll
Look at
go
that,
around.
Joe.
Where does everybody think it's supposed to go? Or it should go next, and we'll try to kill this. Hopefully, in the next 20 minutes, kill it at 3 hours because then I have to get up in 3 hours.
I like Pat's
Man,
optimism.
look
Hopefully, the next.
I'm trying.
That said 4 hours. To
Oh, I'm having a great
now
time.
it's
I
3
would
hours.
say we'd do another 5-hour podcast tonight. Believe me, we would if I
No,
didn't have to
no,
get
no,
up
no, no.
at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah, I'm right behind you there, Pat.
What do you say, Jordan?
Where it should go? Oh God, I really don't know. I mean, I definitely want my Michael. I want a good Michael. But again, I would be okay with some kind of a series anthology type thing for Netflix or some kind of streaming service. But personally, I would rather see another movie. I want film. I want to go to the theater. I want Michael, but I want something new that hasn't been done before.
Stop beating around the bush, Jordan. You want
that's
everything
hard
to
to
go
do.
down your pants.
I beat right up and down the bush, Bill.
I want a Jordan answer. I don't want some straight
One
shit.
thing I would like
the end.
I would love to see. I would love to see another or a reimagining of Halloween 2 done in the way the flashback scenes in Halloween Kills were done.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Jordan.
Pretty much.
Wow. I like
Ooh.
Right
Now you're speaking my
Full
that.
language.
That's really cool, Jordan. I like that.
That would be
Yeah.
That's good.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go whack off now.
Yeah, hey, I think I am too.
I won the gold medal. I'll see you later.
Call my name out.
Yeah.
Well done. Cody, what do you got, bud?
I thought it was frozen.
So, should I take one more shot? I mean, because this is gonna be my last shot for like
No,
3 more
no, no.
weeks.
Everybody's finishing. Everybody finish their
Probably
thought.
not. I'm just
What?
talking from a
What,
friend,
Pat?
you know.
Everybody,
Pat.
we'll do it around. Everybody go around and say their thoughts, and then we'll do a closing shot.
That's the coroner.
Okay, Pat, I'm
What does
still
he
here.
think?
So,
There goes Cody.
You go,
and he's
Pete.
gone.
Shit, you've been out for 3.5 hours. Oh,
as
fuck.
I'm
far as
saying
like,
about another shot.
okay, I'm back on the road tomorrow, so that's my last shot for like another 3 weeks. So,
Just some boobs. It's like
I
But
got
as far as, like-
4 a.m.
as far as like Halloween franchise, and by the way, shout out to Pat because this fucking guy can do this and like go to work 4 hours later. So that's my motivation, by the way. But
I'll be
he
sure to
is
call.
over- he is-
I'll call
he has
everybody at
gone to bed,
4:28
he's gone
when I
to
wake
work.
up in the morning. I'll make sure I call everybody.
Cody,
I love you, Pat.
Cody,
Yeah, I'm
he
serious.
hasn't
You're a
gone to bed,
motivation
He's
to
gone
me.
to work. He could go to
Huh?
work without sleeping.
Dude, the
I've
man
done
is a fucking motivation. I got nothing to bitch about when I'm sleeping 3
How
hours
about
out there a day. But
How
as far as
about it?
Halloween, the Halloween franchise, do something after H4 because what you did to Rachel Carruthers in H5 really fucking makes me mad. It's
Oh, boy.
disrespectful.
Here we
It
go.
was fucking temporary shock value. It's bullshit. It's the dirtiest fucking mean-spirited thing in the franchise, aside from the entirety of Halloween Ends. What you did is just dirty in H5 to that character. It's disrespectful. Hey, like, dude, I kind of want to Dominic, whatever your name is. Yeah, you know, we all know who he is. I've been drinking.
See the
Dominique.
face?
Yeah, Dominic Altonen. Yeah, whatever. Dude,
Say it twice.
what you did to Rachel Carruthers. Rachel Carruthers
Dominic
in
the
H4 is one of the greatest Final Girl performances ever. And what you did to her in H5 is fucking dirt. I know Ellie signed on just so like Rachel could be offed. but she didn't expect to be off like that, and that was dirty. So I don't
Well,
like
he
you.
did a lot
I don't
wrong.
appreciate. I don't respect what you did. I feel nothing for you except I don't like being negative and knocking anybody, man. I really don't. But like what you did to Rachel and H5, it really fucking makes me mad, dude. It really does. It's bullshit.
Well, hold that thought quick.
What about what
Joe's
he
got
did to the
Joe's
house?
got to head out.
If you can do a sequel
Joe's
to
gotta head out.
H4, if you can do a sequel to H4 and
Same here, I
remedy
gotta head
that,
out too.
I would really, really be grateful. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bill?
Everybody, you have anything
I
quick to
kind of
say,
already
Joe, before
answered
you head
my
out, or
shit.
no?
I said I do.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
hold
with the
on.
trilogy.
Hold on, because Joe's got to head out real quick. You want to
Just
do
real
Oh,
quick.
quick?
sorry, Joe. I'm
No,
sorry,
it's all
Joe.
good. No, it's okay. But I mean, worst thing about ends is that Michael's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I can surmise. He's gone. And all the other
Or is
films, you always had a chance to say, he'll be back. He's coming back. But in a way, like even
What if they
after
put the-
H2O, I don't know how you can retcon.
What if they put the mask on someone else again and put duct tape over their mouth again?
They can
It worked
do
last
that
time.
too. They can do that. But it's just that
It wasn't him in the meat grinder at all.
It's like for me, I'm sad because there's nothing new on the horizon. It will come, but right now we're just kind of stuck where we're at. So that's kind of the bad part about ends, in my opinion. We can talk crap about it all day, but at the end of the day, it's still the last one we have today. So we could all die tomorrow, and that'd be the last one we see.
That's also why Jamie Lee Curtis said never say never.
That's right. But hey, I gotta say this real quick. Pat, Davey, Jordan, Cody, Bill, Brett, and the lovely Miss Colorado. It's been a pleasure, guys. I gotta go. I'm getting yelled at right now. And I just want to say it was fun, blast, good night, and I will see you guys.
Joe,
Take
hi
care,
to-
Joe.
Say hi to MB for us.
Not everybody. Good night, Bill.
Well, we'll be back for a Tuesday watch along, which we haven't even decided what the fuck it is yet. It's Christmas time. We'll have
Teen
I'm sure
Wolf.
Christmas will be out.
Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas. It's month of Christmas. We have to do Christmas movies. Christmas horror movies.
Pat,
Great
I'm
Expo.
gonna just say, you and Brett, they want me on, and all of us for like a Christmas extravaganza. Sorry, I got my mouth full
We
right
can
now.
do something for Christmas, Cody.
You want a Christmas extravaganza,
Yeah, I'm
dude?
sure you
Bring me
do,
on.
Cody.
I'm drinking.
I'm sure you
I'm
do.
drinking. I'm here. Bring
It'll
me
be a
on,
Friday
man.
night extravaganza when we're not
I'm
working.
here. I'm here.
Hey, I got to handle some family business, but I will tell you this. I really want to see something from Halloween 3 before Tom Atkins is gone. I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
something with
yeah.
Halloween
Yeah.
3 Before he's gone. That is my
Something.
thing.
Tom Atkins.
Something.
Make him Connell Cochran.
Nelson, and I'd like to see our man return to direct it. Tommy Lee Wallace.
That would be kind of cool, too. That'd be a good way.
Once he gets his oatmeal.
I know Atkins is 87, 88, whatever, but I think
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool. But I
I'm
have
happy enough
family
I got to
commitments
meet
here.
the man.
These, one of the kids is still up, so I apologize. Davey, good to see Jordan. Cody, we'll catch up, and Joey, happy Thanksgiving, and Bill, I love you. Anyways.
We love you,
Take care, Brett.
Okay.
I have to head out.
buddy.
I have to head out as well. My cats eat raw food, and I need to prepare their raw food because they.
We'll end it here because it's getting late for me too. So we'll be back. We can always revisit something like this down the road because it's probably better because it's almost midnight here, so I have to go upstairs and take a piss.
You need a nap.
And then sleep for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So let's
Oh,
do
yeah.
this. So everybody, make sure. So now we're simultaneously on both channels. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Go to Davey's. Oh no, this way. I'm always fucked up when it comes to the right way to do this on the
I'm
screen.
grateful for all of you.
Good. Tell you the Davey's channel. And so we'll be back on this channel on Tuesday night. We do a watch along. So we'll probably think of it's going to be a Christmas horror film because this is our Christmas month. Maybe Black Christmas because it's the 50th anniversary and next to Halloween. It's one of my favorite
Great.
films.
Love that
So
one.
maybe we'll get back to that. And thanks
Don't
everybody
forget
for
about my
the
channel. Got to plug my channel.
Don't forget about Bill Everscathed.
We love you, Everscathed Bill.
Fuck you,
Everscathed.
the Everscathed.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck the Everscathed.
That's
you,
what I'm like, hey,
Everscathed.
got to plug my channel. I expected
Let me
all of
read
you in
this
unison to
shit.
go, fuck
Oh.
you, the Everscathed.
We'll plug it right now.
Fuck the other Everscathed. Fuck you. For sending me this shit.
Check it out.
Have a great night, guys.
All right, everybody. So thanks,
See you,
everybody.
David.
Like, comment, subscribe, everything, all that happy horse shit. And we'll see everybody on this channel. We'll see everybody on Sunday night. Quick, David, when are you coming back? When are you coming back on?
Actually, I'll be back tomorrow night. My brother and I are gonna do something fun and different. We're gonna do like a cast of the Monday Night Football game, just to have a little fun one. So we're gonna play with that tomorrow night. Yeah, Browns at Broncos, and then I'll be back on Wednesday for late night with the Davey. I have KB loves movies.
Davey,
so yeah,
Davey,
something tomorrow, something on Wednesday.
Before you go, I gotta grab you. If you and your partner that do the movie tracks, was it Punk with the movie punks?
Oh, movie punks, yeah.
Yes. If you guys ever do Black Roses, you've done Trick or Treat. If you ever do the movie Black Roses, come on, you gotta come to here. It's one of my favorite fucking horror metal movies ever.
Oh, yeah. Bill, we gotta do closing shots.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
We gotta do closing shots.
Oh, I want to close with a quick
my
shot.
gosh, you guys.
I could do a quick one.
Cody, you're the worst. I have nothing to take a shot with, but
I have
I'm
water.
so sorry, Joey.
I have water and a headache.
Let's do one off here.
I'm sorry, Colorado.
Running on
I'm gonna take one for you.
thank you.
Pat,
Take one
Do a
for
quick
me.
one.
Pat, you're the ringleader here. Count us down. Let's go.
No pun intended. I may do a shot or no? All right.
I
One,
can
two,
grab
three.
one. I don't know if I'm ready. I can grab one.
You guys in the
I got
emergency.
to do it up
This
here.
is straight gin. No, I'm just.
This is straight remnants. All right, go.
Oh, yeah. If anybody wants to hang out, we'll say goodbyes after. If you have to jump off, that's cool. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see everybody on this channel Tuesday. And everybody, make sure you come back for Davey tomorrow night. Right.
Thanks, chat.
Take
We
care,
love
y'all.
you.
See everybody later. Night.
Good night.
You guys.